Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Megan Fox, a national journalist.
Mastodon. I will never be able to say that out loud.
It feels like the Flintstones live there.
It does.
Well, don't trust women. I think you just touched on that with your last. That's what they brought. We're going to have to bring back chaperones.
Oh, Lord Jesus. No.
Just careful. Stop! Break! Ooh. Hard right.
How did you screw up a stove, Megan? You're a woman. I thought that was baked into you, like at the genetic level, how to operate kitchen equipment.
And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you.
You get Dino hanging out outside chewing on a large bone. I highly recommend being targeted by the New York Times and Rolling Stone for weight loss. And I'd say, keep it coming. I need to lose 20 more. Please, keep it coming.
Explain to me, Megan, why did this country not have a holiday once a year? That's the time you vote. If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. You don't get another chance. You don't get, I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake, crawl there. But that's it. One day, 12 hours, and then you're done. And you count them that day, and that night you know who the hell won.
I will eat you alive. You want to tangle? You want to go?
The only thing going through my head is, what are you going to do when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother?
He made a deal with the devil. She's the devil.
He wants that.
Oh, God. Gross! Oh! All right. Penalty box for slug. Yep. Are you ready to behave yourself now, slug?
This frustrating rep.
Are you ready to behave yourself? Repossessed puppies. I'm hiding pork chop. Have you seen his little pork chop? Oh my God, pork chop is the cutest.
That sounds bad.
Have you seen it?
Pork is pork.
Though you may be tempted, do not contact any person or persons mentioned on this stream. Do not even think about contacting anyone who may be the topic of the daily news. If you should do that, the host will question your IQ, possibly call you names, and mock you for disobeying these basic rules of decency.
All the best.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. It is me, your favorite medium smart journalist, Megan Fox. We are streaming the Hernandez trial today. It is day 2. We are on opening statements, and my panel is here. We've got Flux, we've got Nick Starro, Jennifer Williams, Ryan Ralston, and Mr. Jingles in the background there with Nick. We have an updated bingo card. And the bingo card, we have actually added Mr. Jingles attacks, and he's in a feisty mood, man. So get those bingo cards generated now, because it could happen at any moment. For those of you who don't remember, or maybe do remember, Ryan Ralston and Jennifer Williams are with You Are the Power, Spike Cohen's organization, helping these families who keep getting their kids medically kidnapped in states like Georgia. It's not just Georgia, but Georgia is one of the worst. Ryan was here the other night for my birthday, and he challenged you guys to raise some money for the families that are targeted by the state. And he said he was going to shave his head, which you can see has already been done. And he was going to get into a dress and dance in a river, just like the rest of us did. And he did it. Didn't you, Ryan?
I followed through. I'm a man of my word. And so Jennifer's son shaved my head Saturday, and we followed it up with a trip up to a stream there in North Georgia. And I put on a gown and danced for everyone.
And I have the video proof of it. I'm wondering if I know you only have 45 minutes to be here, so I should just go ahead and play it, because otherwise we won't get to it before you have to go. Chat, by the way, still keep giving to youarethepower.net. There is a fundraiser for April. They're trying to raise $12,000 to help pay for legal fees for some of these people, these parents who have been so destroyed by what the government has done to them unfairly. And this organization, it's one that I have personally vetted, that I've worked with. They are amazing. They have done such great work, and they have brought families back together. Their reunification numbers are better than any I've ever seen. Ryan, I don't know how you guys do it. I really don't, but you're doing great work.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I'm gonna point there to my partner in crime, Jenny Williams, and say she's been the catalyst for a lot of this. So yeah, she's been an absolute blessing to all the families that we work with.
Well, I'm really proud of all of the work that you guys have been doing, and I'm really proud to have you guys on and to tell these stories and to talk about them and raise awareness for them. So Ryan said he was going to get in the river. Now, those of you who do not understand the river dancing thing, maybe we should bring up where it came from.
Yeah.
Because we have there's a child abuse doctor. I know that river dancing and child abuse doctors don't seem to go together, but in this case, Verena Brown is someone who has been doing this to families for a long time, some really bad crap. And Verena, well, she has this hilarious thing on her Instagram. Let me play a little bit of it for you. This is where the river dance came from. This is on a child abuse doctor's Instagram page, folks. Or maybe it was TikTok. I don't remember. Here we go. We're in a river. We're dancing around. We've got weird I'm Not Society's expectations, very strange. What do you call those? Are they like when you look in the mirror and give yourself affirmations?
Yeah,
affirmations.
It's rejected
Yes.
Hallmark card quotes.
Right, which is why that was Verena Brown and her river dance, which is why when I made the song for our river dancing, I decided to base it on Hobby Lobby signs that you would find in the home goods section of Hobby Lobby. Well, I made another one at the time. I made several versions of it, and one I made was more spiritual woohoo, and that I really loved it, but I ended up choosing the other one. But Ryan here has given me reason to pull that one out of the archives, and so I finally got to use it. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys raised $1,500 the night of my birthday for the families that are being, destroyed by the Georgia government. And Ryan said he was going to do it, and he did.
Inhale abundance, exhale doubt. Speak your truth and block it out. Rise like mercury, fall like rain. Heal your hustle, release your pain. Drink sunlight, not caffeine. Call your energy serene. Let your aura find its groove. Trust the crystals, they approve. Dance like no one is watching. A river, your spirit shake and shiver. Bathe in moonlight, cleanse your sins.
That's pretty butterflies. She's like a Disney princess, I swear to God.
Grateful, grounded, soft and true. The universe is hiring you.
Nice pirouette.
I know, I tried.
You look like a Roman soldier in that dress. Look at the butterflies.
In your hair.
Appalachian Dalai Lama.
Save your inbox, clear your space, invite abundance to your face. Talk to water, whisper grace. Love yourself at your own pace. Align your chakras, charge your phone. No one heals when they're alone. Dance
Look at the
like
butterflies.
no one's watching.
Everywhere.
Your trauma start to quiver, flow through time, unlearn the grind, find your higher universe is hiring you.
So good. All the little forest creatures come running out at this moment.
Yeah.
Journal softly.
The little wood nymphs.
Speak in mist. Kiss your ghost. They won't resist. Forgive
Random
your boss.
dogs.
Yeah.
Forgive your cat. Forgive your shadow. She needed that. Melt your deadlines. Bless your dead. The stars aren't done with you just yet. Every failure is divine. Mercury's just drawing lines. Dance like no one is watching in a river. Let the current be your giver. Sing to water, hum to trees. Manifest your boundaries. Grateful ground is soft and true. The universe is hiring you.
There goes the butterfly. As soon
Yep.
as it goes like this, they appear. It's amazing.
Yeah, I committed to the character for sure.
Wellness is your destiny.
So good. Fantastic work.
That was great.
I
Yeah.
barely had to edit that. There was long stretches of dancing going on that was just absolutely perfect.
Yeah, yeah, that was the
Gladiator
music.
monk.
The music set it off for me, so that was fantastic. And I'll tell you this, Megan, the worst part and the most difficult, challenging part for me for the whole thing was the looks that I got at Goodwill when I was standing there picking out my dress. People were just walking by me, like staring at me, like, what is this guy doing? Like the women that were over there in that section of Goodwill that were looking for gowns and stuff were just giving me like the evil eye. And I was like, man, I got to get out of here pretty quick.
Were you by yourself?
Yeah, I was by myself.
Oh no, that's great.
Yeah.
That dress was perfect though. It looked like a monk or a Roman soldier, like
a
it
toga.
It
Yeah,
looked like a
that's-
toga.
yeah.
It looked very masculine actually. When I saw it, I
That's
started
what my
laughing.
kids said. They were like, "This
Yeah.
looks like a Roman soldier, like a
Yeah,
toga."
yeah, exactly. Like Greek or something. It was fantastic. I loved it. Good choices all around. And now, yes, the chat is pointing out the only one who remains is Nick. Because Nick, he did something to his shoulder. He hurt his shoulder back when we were doing the river dancing, and I think are you
No,
well
I didn't
yet?
hurt my shoulder. That hurt my shoulder.
Oh, I thought it was the you
Oh, that
lifting-
one. Yeah. That.
Remember when you lifted the four-wheeler or whatever over your head?
Yeah, I had to. No, not over my head. I didn't say
Well,
that.
it sounded like you were throwing four-wheelers around in the
No,
garage.
Well, first of all, this asshole, my beloved cat, he does the boop with claws out, and I got an infection in my shoulder. That was one of the occasions, and then I fail at aging because I don't realize I'm getting a bit older, and out in the barn, by mistake on auction, I bought a four-wheeler. I didn't realize it was a kid's four-wheeler. So I look very funny on it, but it was in the way. So as I thought I was 30 years old again, and I'm just going to pick it up and lift it over there.
Sure.
And fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it better? Is your shoulder better now?
Well, yeah.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Well, then
Yeah.
when we raise the rest of the money for the families, Nick's going to get into his Viking gear and get into a creek or something there in Sweden. You got creeks in Sweden. You got rivers there. You
Yeah,
can
we
I know you live in farmland. You can't fool me.
next time it rains, I'm going out on the field because I mean it's me and 4 others in a like 5-mile radius, but I can bet they will be out when I do that.
Yes, probably. That's the rule. The rule is whenever you're doing something silly, someone will be there to see you. All right,
Yeah.
where we left off yesterday, we were watching opening statements Catherine had just finished. Catherine is the queen of the face. I forgot to put Catherine Gives Good Face on the bingo card. That's going on there tomorrow.
Oh gosh, I think I recorded that on my phone yesterday. Like I went back and watched it just to have her flip around during that.
So funny. I need to edit that down for a clip on my channel on StreamYard. That would be fun to have her go. When that prosecutor objected during her opening statement, it was so
instead of the chipmunk meme. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, put the dun 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 with her going.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great. God, it was so good. Love Catherine. She's proud of herself for that opening statement, and she should be, because it was amazing. Those of you who are behind, if you're behind on the story, don't feel like you've missed much. We got through 44 minutes of opening statements yesterday in a 3-hour show. So don't worry, you haven't missed anything. All you need to know is the state of Georgia took baby Emma wrongfully. She has underlying bone disease, and they charged her parents with child abuse. And this is the criminal trial. Catherine here with the beautiful blonde hair. She is Matt Hernandez's lawyer. We are about to hear from his wife's lawyer, Tuckey's lawyer, Steve. What is Steve's last name?
Wasley.
Steve Wasley. Okay, here comes Steve. By the way, get your bingo cards ready. I'm not going to go over all the squares right now today. We did that yesterday. I only added a few new ones, a couple of which can't be done because Thor is not here today. Although Mo said she's coming later, so maybe Thor will be here. Thor is Mo's cat. So there we go.
Myself always going last, right? Anyway, may it please the court, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, good afternoon. I'd like to thank you in advance for your time and attention to this case, again, in advance. It is going to be a lengthy trial. We'll talk about 2 weeks. We have a lot of evidence coming in. Both sides have doctors, a lot of character witnesses as well on our side. So that's the reason that this case is going to extend out at least a couple of weeks. Where to begin?
Yeah, sorry, chat. Check off Riverdance on your bingo cards because clearly we've already had a lot of that this morning. Go ahead and check that off.
We'll say this is really a case. It is a tragedy, really, of epic proportion. Representing innocent people is nerve-wracking. This is really a story of 2 parents, and the evidence will show this, that they had their life, their 2 children, suddenly without warning just ripped away from them. The evidence in this case will show many things. Again, this is a case about a loving and caring family, Tuckey, Matt, area, age 3, Emma, just over 2 months old. They moved from New York for a better life here in Georgia. They came down to Georgia to be with Tuckey's sister, Tuck, and also with her husband, Tony, and you'll hear from them as witnesses as well in this case. This case is about a family fighting to get their children back, but now it's about a family, a mother and a father fighting for their freedom. It is a mom who came to the United States to live out her dream, to meet the man of her dreams, to live out those dreams, and to raise a family. You'll hear plenty of evidence in this case that Matt, Tuckey, their entire family, that's what they love. They love family. And they rely on the family, and they rely on each other, and they support each other, the evidence will show, through the entirety of this case. The evidence will show that these are 2 parents that will do absolutely anything for their 2 children. Parents who want the best for their children. This is a story about their fight, and this is how now they rely on you as jurors. It's a very important case. It's extremely important. has serious consequences.
Objection. Comment on punishment.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
She's objecting
I didn't say
again.
anything about punishment, Judge.
She's objecting in this
Seems
prosecutor.
like I didn't say anything about punishment.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This
Yes, you
object.
did.
I cannot take this. I cannot take this prosecutor. I have to hear that again. Because what is she objecting to?
As jurors. It's a very important case. It's extremely important. Has serious consequences.
Objection. Comment on punishment.
You're not allowed to comment on the seriousness of the outcome of a criminal trial?
Well, no, you can't address they are risking this amount of time in prison. He only
Okay.
said they are facing consequences. That's okay.
Yeah.
What? This judge better overrule this. Objection, you may check off on your bingo cards if you have it on yours. You might want to play a couple of bingo cards because we have so many options, but objection is definitely called. I can't believe objection during opening statements. But the reason I put objection on the opening statement bingo card was because I knew it was coming. And now this is the third one. They're unreal.
Yeah.
I hate this prosecutor. You may check off Megan hates prosecutor.
You might as well do that.
I didn't say anything
Free
about
one.
punishment, Judge.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. On June 5th, we believe the evidence will show 2023, Tuckey was concerned for baby Emma. Concerned for baby Emma. She was concerned of some swelling in the leg. She had some concerns about the fusing of the bones as a baby coming together in the head. The evidence will show that the pediatrician, like everyone else has already talked about, will tells Tuckey to take Emma to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. No question, the evidence will show that Tuckey and Matt were both concerned for the health, safety, and welfare of baby Emma when they took baby Emma to the hospital at Choa. After admission, Emma was taken to radiology for imaging studies, and the blood results were taken at that time. The evidence will show that Dr. Krieger, she's with the emergency department. She gave the initial treatment and disposition to baby Emma. She didn't see the bruising behind the ears or the markings behind the ears, however you want to characterize it. Some people might say it's bruising, some people say it's markings, but these things are really, based on the evidence you'll see, these markings come and go, come and go. Come and go also when the child, the baby, is in the possession of different people. Not only the aunt and uncle, but also people that had Emma in foster care. And the evidence will show this.
I have forgotten something very, very important. How dare I? I have forgotten to tell you all about super tips, and there are a bunch of them that I need to play, and I do play them right away as soon as I see them. Rylan, thanks for the 5.
Remember, the government abuses power when it thinks it can get away with it. Do not let them. Call them out. You are the power. Also, my wife's VIT-D will get triple checked when she's pregnant. Micro.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Got to do it because you never know. Rinky's Carnage, thanks for the 5.
That's kind of cough, clears throat, or coughing. Testing.
They're trying to figure out how to make the AI cough, and it's not working. Here's another one.
Cough, clears throat, or coughing.
It didn't work. Oh man, I'm sorry about that, folks. We can't make it do it. I don't know why. It just won't. It just refuses. And also, there were a couple of super chats too. I'll hit that. 2012 Jameson, thanks to the 2. Is Timu attorney on bingo card? No, but maybe it should be. Maybe I should put that on there for tomorrow. And Mel Klomp, thanks for being a member for 24 whole months. Thanks for showing this. You are welcome. And Snoozy Q, I love your name. Member for 6 months. Wow, 6 months. Alrighty then, here's to 6 more. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right, back to it. By the way, if you want to send a super tip, you can go to supertip.gg/Megan Fox and do that, and they will come up, and it's a lot of fun, and it supports the show. So thank you very much. All right, back to the trial.
The evidence will show that there's been a previous diagnosis of aspergillosis in the baby, and we'll get into that with the doctors later. Anyway, Dr. Krieger did not see the head swelling or the markings on baby Emma. And the reason why is because the father, Matt, showed Dr. Krieger the markings on baby Emma, the markings behind her ear, to Dr. Krieger on his cell phone. Why do I bring this up? Because
why would an abuser do that?
And Tuckey were not trying to hide anything. They were open, cooperative. I wanted to find out what was happening with their newborn baby. That's what they wanted to know. What was happening with their newborn baby? The overall appearance of baby Emma was well at that time when they arrived at Cholla. But Cholla, just out of an abundance of caution, they ordered a skeletal survey. And all this was discussed with Mom in the plan, and all this will be in the Cholla records that will be admitted into evidence as part of the state's case. The initial impression on the skeletal survey was, yes, NAT, non-accidental trauma. I keep hearing about this non-accidental trauma. Multiple rib fractures, right femur, tibia, metaphyseal lesions, metatarsal fracture and scalp swelling. All this, at this point, was relayed to defects, and also the police were called at this point. Even before the lab works came back, even before first test results had come back or new test results were even ordered, defects and the police were called to come to the hospital. And this is where everything kind of got started and started to go downhill.
All right, I would be remiss if I did not comment on Steve's hair. It's looking fantastic. My God, he has a great head of hair. This is a terrific haircut. I like the short in the back and the kind of messy on top, and the silver fox look is good. He also has a silver tie. It's all working for me. It's very, very good. I like it, Steve. Keep it up. He looks I like this haircut better than the other trial. He had, I think it was longer in the other trial. I think this is much better. You may now check off hair talk from your bingo cards.
The doctors at Cholla, they talked to Tuckey. Tuckey denies any opportunity for anyone to hurt the child. A CT scan was done. The evidence will show this. There was no hemorrhage seen on the head CT. No obvious skull fractures or anything of that nature will also be shown in the evidence. The last notation by Dr. Krieger in the evidence presented during the trial of this case will show that a test was ordered. It's called a DIC screen, and that's for D-dimer and fibrinogen. But there's not a notation in the emergency room records, and you'll see this when you take a look at the records when they're admitted into evidence. But the D-dimer was high, and the fibrinogen levels were also high. So there was a problem with the DIC screen. Nevertheless, the children get taken away. Emma and Aria, both children, get taken away. Tuckey's world collapses, Matt's world collapses. We believe the evidence will show on the morning of June 6, 2023, the actual inpatient labs that were ordered by Dr. Ozoma Nwakabu. He's an orthopedic surgical resident with Cholla. He ordered the lab for vitamin D levels because that's what he was concerned about. That's what he ordered to be done. And the evidence will show that those vitamin D levels came back deficient for vitamin D and abnormal. Not only did Dr. Ozoma Nwakabu and the attendant surgeon, Dr. Anna Ozaweski, both decided together that the vitamin D levels were a problem, but they really didn't have a concern for any non-accidental trauma at that time. Their own doctors. It's in the records. It's right up. We'll define the page numbers. We'll show you when the evidence gets presented here at trial. It's in their own records that the vitamin D was a problem, and they really didn't have any concern for that at that time. What they did do is, though, they put baby Emma on high vitamin D doses, and they started her on this polyvisal, which is a high vitamin D supplement, is my understanding. And the fractures, or the so-called fractures in the ribs, healing fractures. I'll get to that in a minute. It was the same thing with the situation in the femur as well. All the situation with the ribs and the leg on this almost 3-month-old baby were called healing fractures. Baby Emma was placed in a soft leg splint at that time. And she was told to come back in a week for a checkup, see how she's doing. That was their own orthopedic doctors at CHOA. That's what they did. CHOA's plan of care was to place this soft, bulky splint and load up Emma up on vitamin D. They had no concerns for non-accidental trauma. But as co-counsel argued and presented here, along comes Dr. Messner. Dr. Messner enters the chart, and you'll see this when the evidence is presented, and he submits his consult into the record. His consult without consulting with the orthopedic doctors. He just took it upon himself as an editor to come into the records chart without even talking to the orthopedic doctors at his own hospital. The evidence will clearly show that Dr. Messner, despite appearing within the ortho consult notes, he doesn't appear to relay any of their observations, impressions, or plan of care to any other doctors. The evidence will, in fact, show that Dr. Messner didn't enter a single order in Emma's chart for her entire care. Not a single order.
Yep. Thanks, Nick, for summing up the case.
The evidence in this case will also show that Dr. Messner
Government stole a baby.
Falsely relayed lab results.
What?
He falsely relayed lab results, and the evidence will show this.
Dr. Messner? Dr. Messner did that? Wow. You guys remember Dr. Messner, maybe? I hope you remember Dr. Messner. He was the most self-absorbed, haughty, flamboyant witness I think I've ever seen in my whole life. And he's a guy, if I walked into his office and he was the specialist I was supposed to see with my kid, I'd be turning right around and walking out. It would be a no for me, brah. Like, that's a no for me. Yuck. You know how you get vibes from people? Like they think they know everything and they're better than you. That is Dr. Messner in a nutshell. If that nutshell was also covered in bondage leather.
This is a very, very serious matter. And Dr. Messner, in fact, says, and it's in the records, the labs are reassuring. He says this multiple times. I believe he says it at least 6 times in the CHOA records. He says the labs are reassuring. Now, there's no problem with the labs. There's no problem with the high D-dimer, no problem with the high fibrinogen, no problem with the lipase levels, no problem with any of that. Dr. Messner, the pediatric abuse guy, doesn't relay this to any of the other doctors. It's at page 139, 143, 162, 166, and page 172 in the records. 6 times the evidence will show.
Yes. In the bingo card, if you have baby stealer on your bingo card, you may check it off. Baby stealer has been called. Baby stealer. Yes, that is appropriate.
The Dr. Messner didn't relay her lab results to other people. Why? What? On July 10th, 2023, Dr. Bacon, and this is in the records as well, is concerned about other medical conditions concerning baby Emma and the diagnostic course for the high D dimer, which has something to show that some type of clotting that's going on in the child. There's a clotting disorder or something going on. That's what the high D dimer would show.
Wait a minute. Jennifer, I just saw your private chat. You said she was still taking those vitamins when you had her?
Yeah, which I find really the polyvisol with a vitamin D in it. It's like a prescription base, like a high level. And it's got iron in it. And her formula also had extra iron in it. So I think this was the first week of August. So think about that. That's all of June, all of July. That's over 2 months that CHOA has her prescribed taking this, and still into August. So,
and then they have the nerve to say, oh, well, the symptoms all went away when she was taken away from her parents.
She has no clinical symptoms. Remember in the States opening statements, there's no clinical symptoms.
But they've been treating her the whole time for low vitamin
D deficiency.
And of course, if you have a vitamin D deficiency and you can get fractures in the bones, and then how they heal that is to just load you up on more and more vitamin D until bones, harden up, right? So meanwhile, they're blaming the parents for a thing they're fixing with vitamin D. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unreal. You can't fix child abuse with vitamin D.
Exactly.
That's not the prescription.
Experts will testify to this as well. The evidence will show that during the second hospitalization on 7/10/23, Dr. Messner tells another doctor that the labs were within normal limits. Within normal limits. It's in their own records. WNL. Within normal limits. The records in this case will clearly show and demonstrate to you that the labs were not within normal limits. Again, why is Dr. Messner saying that the labs are within normal limits? Why? When they're not.
Because he's a cunt.
The C word has
There's plenty
been
more
called.
when it comes to Dr. Messner.
And
I won't let the evidence speak for itself.
I'll let you have Nick demonetizes the stream since we're not 2 hours into it and the C word has been called, but it was just his accent. He didn't actually say it, YouTube, in case you were wondering.
No, I was saying he's talking like he's doing a bunt.
Yes, right.
Yeah, it's the accent.
To go through this trial. As the judge talked about earlier, the number one rule of evidence is to get to the truth. It's really the only rule of evidence that's actually not written down, funny enough, but that is the number one rule of evidence is to get to the truth. The CHOA records, the CHOA orthopedics that initially saw Emma help us get to that truth. Why? Because it's in their own records. As the judge also told you earlier, you are the sole judge of credibility in this case. You're the sole judge of credibility in this case. All the witnesses in this case. And you're also the sole credibility, the judge of the credibility of all the doctors involved in this case. And His Honor will give you instructions on that later on in this trial. Besides these situations with the medical records that we believe will certainly be tendered in evidence, the CHOA records, Tommy gets charged. She gets arrested. Her child, Emma, not even 3 months old, gets taken away from her. Not only does Emma get taken away from her, but also Aria gets taken away as well. You've heard the indictment. The indictment's been read here today as well. These charges require a malicious act. They require an intent to cause harm. The evidence will show that there is no act in this case, just an alleged non-accidental trauma alleged by some people at Showa, not all people at Showa. In fact, the only act that Tuckey took is loving and caring for her daughter and her health, safety, and well-being. As co-counsel talked about, Tuckey gets arrested. Dad doesn't get arrested until several months later. Why? Why?
I'm surprised she didn't object.
Remains in jail for several days. Initially, she cannot even speak to or see her husband. She can't see her daughter.
You know what? I really want to know, like, what was the when they put the thing out for, or the warrant out for Matt, right? When Matt was arrested, which was way after, well, he turned himself in, so he wasn't arrested. He was, I guess, indicted. Is that how that went? And so that it wasn't a warrant for him, but it was an indictment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What new evidence did they come up with to indict him in the first place?
Zero. There was zero new evidence.
So they arrest Tuckey in June. Was it June, you said?
Yeah.
They arrest her in June on very shoddy evidence in the first place, right? Just on the fact that the baby has fractures and they're unexplained. And
Right.
then they wait until December when Matt goes on the media, including this show,
Right.
and then they indict him like the next day.
Yeah.
But there's no new evidence that led to that indictment.
There's no new evidence. And we believe, Megan, that it was because Matt refused to cooperate with the state and implicate Tuckey as the abuser of the baby.
Oh, yeah, that's what I think, too, because they were telling him if he would just testify against her and leave her, then he could have his kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ashley Smith, the DFACS supervisor, stated that in one of the juvenile court hearings. She's on the stand, and Jeb used it in one of the videos that he shared of the Hernandez family, and he uses her recording where she says, we explained to Mr. Hernandez what it might look like for him to give us information if his wife had anything to do with these injuries, what that might look like for him to get his children back.
Yeah.
My God.
I mean, it's disgusting.
It's diabolical. You know, they did this to Rachel Bruno. Rachel Bruno,
Yes.
actually, both of her and her husband would have lost their children if he had not been out of town when the baby got the injury. We believe the nanny dropped the baby she had a night nurse, and a night nurse is somebody who takes care of the baby at night while you sleep, and then you take care of the baby during the day. Her husband traveled, so he was gone. He had an alibi. He was out of town. When the injury happened, they immediately bypassed the nanny entirely, even though mom is saying, I wasn't up. I don't know. He woke up like this, and, crying, and they found an injury behind his ear.
Yep.
They actually told her lawyer told her, move out of the house. If you move out, they will keep your children with your husband because they can't do anything to him because he wasn't there. Right. And that's exactly what happened. But they try to break people up. They were trying to get her husband to do the same thing, trying to have him say that she's an abuser.
Yeah.
It's coercion. I mean, they use those tactics to try to convince somebody to plea, or and the state held the babies over the Hernandez family's heads for nearly 2 years.
They also separated Matt and Tuckey for so long. Georgia is the only place I've ever heard of this rule that if you're both arrested, that you can't live together anymore, even if you're husband and wife. I have never heard of this in any other state. I don't think it exists, where they're keeping them separate, where she's arrested. Now she can't have anything to do with her husband anymore. Like, how do you do that? There are constitutional protections for husband and wife when it comes to being accused of crimes. You can't force them to testify against one another. So how can you force them to live apart?
Yeah, this is the first, that was honestly, Megan, it's the first time in 22 years that I've ever seen anything like that. That the bond restrictions would prohibit a husband and wife from living in the same house.
I have heard of it in Georgia before, but
Yeah.
only in Georgia. I have never
Yeah.
heard of it anywhere else. And
Yeah.
it's, to me, that is something that should be run up to the House of Representatives there to be like, excuse me, this has to stop. You can't do this. Husbands and wives have constitutional protections. If you can't force them to testify against one another, you certainly can't force them to live apart. That's,
But
the
like, how
government has
can you
no
build
business doing that.
No, and it's ridiculous because they needed to be working, unfortunately, on a plan to defend themselves against the state. And how can you even do that? Like, poor Tuckey had to hire attorneys without her husband's, input at all. Like, she had to hire attorneys without speaking to him. And then soon after that, she couldn't even speak. She couldn't speak to her brother-in-law or sister. So she had to have other friends help her know how to hire a lawyer and what to do.
Good God.
I mean, it's ridiculous. And her first lawyer that went to see her while she was in jail, I recently found out about this. The jail wouldn't let her lawyer talk to her. The first attorney was sent away from the jail. I still don't know the reasons behind that, but that attorney was told she could not speak to Tuckey at the jail.
And
So it's
imagine
just
you have someone who is not a native English speaker.
Yeah.
That part really bothers me too. Like, I know she speaks good English, but still it bothers me in a way that it's very upsetting. It's like, how can you do this to someone who may not understand what is going on entirely?
Yeah.
I just can't. I just cannot.
Yeah.
Oh God.
She just carried a baby for 9 months. Baby's not even 3 months old, and she can't even speak to or see her daughter. She can't even return home. Even though her daughter, there's some comfort that her daughters her daughter Emma at the time was put into the care of her brother and her sister, brother-in-law and her sister. That did give her some level of comfort, but the evidence in this case will also show that while Emma and Aria are in their Aunt Tuck and Uncle Tony's care, Emma was taken to the Stephanie Banks Center over at CHOA, and that's an outpatient radiology for all appointments set by CHOA during this time period of June and July of 2023. The evidence will show on the morning of July 10th, 2023, Emma is observed by her aunt and uncle as having these marks on her leg and on the sole of her foot. We have pictures of it. Nobody's hiding anything. Everything that happened in this case was documented, not only by Matt and Tuckey, but it was also documented by her aunt, by her uncle. Why? It was the concern for the health, safety, and welfare of Emma. They came forward with this information. They wanted something done for baby Emma. For a long time, the family was unaware, and the evidence will show this, that at birth, Emma was observed as having acrocyanosis. I think co-counsel went into that. We'll let the experts get into that as well during the course of this trial. I believe co-counsel mentioned about Emma being constipated. She didn't bottle feed unless she was given breast milk. The evidence will also show she's had issues of vomiting while in the care or foster care, and all kinds of problems going on with baby Emma. But Dr. Messner, we believe the evidence will show, will come here and get on that stand, and he's going to testify in front of you that baby Emma was just fine. She was fine. Why? The evidence will show that CHOA already had their mind made up. That's what the evidence will show. That CHOA already had their mind made up based on Dr. Messner's editing this file and getting involved in this case. Nothing more, nothing less. Emma gets admitted to the hospital for 6 days. During her stay at the hospital, the evidence will show that a feeding tube was attempted. She's fine, but a feeding tube was a tender. Her lab results are normal. Why she need a feeding tube? 6 days. She has suppositories for constipation. They still weren't returned to Tony and Tuck after that. Emma and Aria were then put into foster care. Foster care. Foster care. The evidence will show the foster parent, at least initially, there's been several foster parents in foster care homes that Emma has been through over the course of this past couple of years. There hasn't just been one, hasn't been just two, hasn't been just three. The evidence will show how Emma's life was disrupted and how Emma's life was also turned upside down as a child who needed her parents. Then later, down the road, the evidence will show on December 15th, 2023, Matt gets arrested. No additional evidence, nothing different. The evidence will show there's no additional evidence. Matt gets arrested as well. Why?
Why?
The evidence will show that the parents, Tuckey and Matt, have explored genetic testing available, and that ongoing tests in the last 2 years to make an effort to prove that they have not harmed their children, but their main concern is that for Emma. They want to find out what is going on with baby Emma. We have a lot of experts coming in here to help with that and to assist you as the jury to understand the evidence in this case. We also have a dentist coming in here. We've also heard that from co-counsel as well. It's going to talk about aplastic teeth, demineralization in the teeth. And the evidence will show that this dentist, as a treating dentist, will testify that these aplastic teeth with demineralization was actually formed in utero. In utero. Not afterwards, not after birth. In utero. We also have Dr. Hutchinson coming in. She's an expert pediatric radiologist. I anticipate that the evidence will show, based on her testimony, that she'll state that these were also healing rib fractures, that they were at a stage where they're almost completely remodeled. I anticipate that their own expert, Dr. Lannon, another radiologist, will admit that it takes up to 90 days for rib fractures to completely remodel. Up to 90 days. Dr. Hutchins is going to tell you, you can't date and timestamp when these ribs had this problem. And Dr. Hutchins is going to tell you that the likely cause of the rib fractures, the healing rib fractures, was childbirth. Plain and simple, childbirth. He's an expert orthopedic surgeon. They may make a little fuss that he's not a pediatric orthopedic surgeon, but we anticipate the evidence will show that Dr. is going to testify that he's operated and treated many
Dr. Bones?
children over the course
Is he talking
of
about
his career.
Dr. Bones?
Yeah.
I love Dr. Bones.
And he will also testify that the rib fractures were healing rib fractures and that the damage done to the rib was likely from childbirth. Will also testify that the initial impression of the leg fractures are actually not leg fractures at all. And I'm going to save the details of his testimony because I think that's something that needs to come out of an expert's mouth, not mine. I think that's something that Dr. will handle very well in front of you. We also anticipate Dr. Krishna Murphy coming in as an expert. She's an expert pediatrician and a geneticist.
I remember her.
She's going to talk about vitamin D deficiency and the effects that has. And some of the causes of these pathogenic genes that showed up in Dr. Emmer's, in baby Emmer's genetic testing. Showa's own doctor, Dr. Wilcox, I anticipate the evidence will show, will testify that these genes are pathogenic. Pathogenic. Their own expert is going to come in here and testify and take up your time and tell you that these genes are pathogenic. We have a psychologist coming in, some counselors coming in that have helped the family get through this process. And we believe the evidence will show that none of them have any concerns for the children being in the custody of Matt and Tuckey, or the children being harmed while in the custody of Matt and Tuckey. And these are people that I've been talking to, spending time with Matt and Tuckey over the last 2 years.
Osteogenesis imperfecta. Yes, you may check it off.
And you'll be instructed on crime and what it takes, what a crime requires. A crime requires really just 2 things. Requires intent, as in this case, malicious intent, and also the act itself. I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, the evidence in this case is based upon Dr. Messner coming in here and alleging there's been some kind of child abuse, falsifying that the labs are within normal limits to other doctors that were involved in Emma's care, by not telling them the entire picture and giving them the entire picture of what was really going on here. That's a problem. That's a problem. And that's where you, as the judges of credibility, come into play in this case. This is a very, very, very important case. We have many character witnesses that are going to come in and testify, and they'll touch upon the credibility of Tuckey and Matt and the type of people that they are. We expect the evidence will show, as we've always known, that they are loving parents fighting to reunite with their children and the family. The state gets to go first in this case, and the state has the burden of proof. As co-counsel stated, we don't have to put in any evidence in this case. Luckily, we have many experts that have agreed to come forward, look at this case, review this case, and come and render their opinion before you hear during the course of this trial. Tuckey and Matt are presumed innocent, as any criminal defendant is. I just ask that you keep an open mind in this matter and listen to all the evidence in this case before you render a decision in this case. It's not just about evidence. It's also about competent evidence. Competent evidence. Competent evidence in this matter will show that Tuckey is innocent on all the charges in this matter. All the charges in this matter. As co-counsel stated, ladies and gentlemen, you have the power right now, during the course of this trial, to end this tragedy right now, and to render a not guilty verdict on all counts in this case on behalf of Matt and Tuckey. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Wesley.
All right. So we have finished opening statements, and we are going to be moving on to the first witness, I guess the state's witness. Who is the first witness? Anybody remember who was there?
I think it's Dr. Shanduri.
All right,
I think
let me see.
Jeb should have them in order, like from the.
Yeah, they're in order. I just have to go. Okay, it's yes, Dr.
Shanduri.
Ananda Shanduri. Oh boy, are we going to hate her?
I don't. This is when
Probably.
I left the
She's just
room.
the state's doctor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen this. Okay, well, in the meantime, you did send me some pictures of Emma and these marks on her that started all of this. She is so cute. That's why I was smiling. I was smiling at my screen because she is so dang cute. Look at this baby. I mean, is this baby cute or what?
She is.
Isn't she adorable? But she's got, do you see the bruising on the feet? Let me see if I can scroll down a little bit. The purple spots, that's what we're looking at, right?
Yep.
So when were these taken, Jen? Do you know?
That was in July when Tony and Took woke up and they were on the bottoms of both feet. And there's another photo with them a little bit on her ankle. So it was like the July 10th, I guess, July 6th. They woke up and saw that and called DFACS immediately. And they actually thought, like, this is great. Now they're going to see there is something going on with Emma and we can get answers for what's going on with Emma. But of course, DFACS decided to say that they were sneaking the mom over. But if you look, especially the one on her leg, and look at the one on her leg, when you get to that, you'll see that a human, like an adult hand, look how tiny her little ankle is. Like,
is that
Tony,
swelling? Is that swelling right there?
It's
like,
still
it
her
doesn't
right
look
leg.
Right.
It's still her right leg. That's the leg that was broken.
Yeah, it doesn't look right. It looks swollen. And oh, those little legs. God, the chub. They're so cute. She's
Megan,
so adorable.
You got to remember at this point, DFACS was accusing Tony and Took of allowing Tuckey into the house to abuse the baby. That
Ridiculous.
was DFACS's response when Tony and Took brought the baby to the hospital. DFACS said, well, obviously you're letting Tuckey back into the house to abuse the baby.
Well,
Was this picture of the bruise behind the ear the one Matt took, or was it the one?
Yes.
Was it,
so that's what Matt took. And I think Choa printed a photo of it from his phone because this is like a picture of a picture. So this is what he showed them. But by the time, remember, that she goes in to see their pediatrician, she's asking questions
gone.
like what happened,
Yeah.
like what's been going on. So they're thinking of all these things, the top of her head, her swollen leg. And Matt says, oh, a couple weeks ago, she had a weird mark behind her ear. It's completely gone now, but here's a photo of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And while that is alarming, as a parent myself, I wouldn't see that and be like, I would say, oh, I wonder what this is. And taking a picture and watching it is precisely what I would do. I don't run off to the doctor for my kids.
Right.
I know some people do, but not everybody does that. Not everyone goes running to a doctor.
Mm-mm.
And now we see why.
No. And it's a strange accusation because the brother-in-law and the sister are not charged with being accomplices.
Nope.
Right. But DFACS is saying, but you're letting the abusers in the house to abuse this baby, obviously. So we have to take the baby away from family and put her into the foster care system.
Yeah. And then it took over a year, like right at 1 year of fighting to get them placed back with the aunt and uncle out of multiple foster homes. And they finally got placed back with the aunt and uncle exactly like a year later.
That is just disgusting. It's just disgusting. I cannot take it. The state is disgusting. All right, let's start with Ryan. How much longer do we have you here for today?
I'm probably good for about another 10 or 15 minutes, and then I do have to bug out.
All right, here we go. Dr.
My name is Ananda Madhuri Chunduri. Last name Chunduri.
Did everybody hear the witness? Thank you. Thank
you. Dr. Chunduri, just for the court reporter, can you also spell your first name?
ANANDA.
Hey, thanks, Emil, for the gifted membership. Welcome to the Fox Den, whoever got that. It's weird in here, but it's a lot of fun.
What is your profession?
I'm a pediatrician.
And do you have to practice?
Yes, I have my own solo practice, Sunshine Pediatrics.
And how long has Sunshine Pediatrics been around?
From 2016.
And how long have you been a pediatrician?
I've been a pediatrician for about 20 years now.
And can you please go over your educational background and medical training?
I did my med school in India. I graduated in 2000, moved to US in 2002, took my entrance exams, went to the University of Alabama, started my family practice residency, fell in love with pediatrics, So after 1 year, I reapplied for a pediatric residency program and moved to pediatrics. Graduated in 2008.
And are you board certified?
Yes, I am.
In what area?
In general pediatrics.
And are you licensed to practice medicine in the state of Georgia?
Yes.
And do you know Emma Hernandez?
Yes, she used to be my patient.
Okay. And what was the first date that you met Emma?
I'm going to consult my notes. The first date I met Emma was March 16th, 2023.
And what was the reason for that appointment?
That appointment was for a newborn wellness visit.
And when was she born?
She was born on the 13th of March.
And what happens at a newborn wellness appointment?
So this visit is mostly to help with transition for the baby, adjusting from being in the mother's womb to being in this world, to help parents adjust with the transition of having the newborn baby at home, making sure that the baby's needs are met adequately, nutritional needs, ensuring baby's safety. Does she have a car seat? Is there a crib at home? Where is she sleeping? Are there guns in the household? Is anybody smoking? And so on.
Wait.
Also
I'm
to
sorry.
visit-
What? Why is it a pediatrician's job to know
This
if
is America,
guns in
man.
the
There are
house?
guns in every home. Okay. This is America. There are more guns in America than there are people. When my pediatrician tries to pull this shit and ask my kids about guns in the home, I'm always like, none of your business. This is none of your business. None of this is any of their business.
Not even a little
I agree
bit.
completely.
None of it. All of this. It's this is their second baby, ma'am. Of course we have a crib. Of course we have a car seat. Like, what are you, my nanny?
I'm like with Flux though. When did that become a pediatric? Like, did Dr. Baker ever do this on Little House on the Prairie? Did he go into houses and find out?
I can tell you when it started. It's been a very recent thing. In the last 10 years is when it started, because parents have been, and also doctors are trying to get your kids alone so they can ask them these very invasive questions about what's going on in your home. And it's like, excuse me, I understand that like you have a job to do and you're a mandated reporter, but unless there's some kind of sign that there's abuse going on here, don't interrogate my kid. My kid has a Fourth Amendment right to no interrogations without a lawyer, or your Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate themselves. Excuse me, like this is ridiculous. You're a doctor. You're not an investigator.
No, and this
Absolutely.
is a little bit of a side note, but I find it very similar. When we were in this trial in Hall County a couple weeks ago, I'll shorten this story, but the baby in this other family's case had gotten sick after eating eggs. She's 6 months old. She threw up with the birth mom during a visit. So the state questioned the birth mom on the stand, making the biggest deal, like, who gave you permission to give the baby eggs? When did the doctor tell you? What kind of food at that time was the doctor telling you to give your baby? She gave her what she wanted to give her. And I'm sitting there in that courtroom like, no doctor ever told me what to feed my kids. Why would a doctor tell you what to give your kids? It just weirded me out. But we never saw pediatricians. We saw family doctors. So I guess some pediatricians think they're God and they tell you what you can and can't do. It's weird. That's weird to me.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this is weird. This is weird. And Flux, this is a thing that happens. They put it on their yearly. That's a question on the yearly physical too, that they have to have for school. And then that goes to the school. So now the school knows if you answer those questions. And to me, it's very
but you know what
invasive.
else is terrible, Megan? And I had to have a big talk with our family doctor 2 years ago when I found out it was going around. They will also ask, starting at 12, do you ever feel lonely or sad for no reason?
Mm-hmm.
That's
who doesn't?
Right. I understand we're trying to protect kids and make sure everyone's okay and has a good home life. But yeah, what 12-year-old hasn't woken up sad? What 15-year-old isn't sad sometimes? But you're putting thoughts into their head that don't need to be there. It's so
they also
wrong.
do the gender. They also do the gender thing. do you ever feel like you're in the wrong body, etc.? I'm like,
Oh God, I
okay,
will leave that
this
room.
this is not happening. Luckily my pediatrician never did that, and the only time that he ever asked me to like leave the room, my kid was a teenager by that time, so I didn't think there was anything that I just figured, well, if there's something she wants to tell him, she wouldn't tell me that she could do that. But I trusted her not to be like, I asked her afterwards what he asked, and it was just the basics of like, are you sexually active, that kind of thing, something that a kid might not want to say in front of their parent, but still, just
we're giving too much power to doctors.
The gun thing really gets me. It really gets me. Like, no, don't ask that question. No.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, that's
I'm
bad.
instructing my client not to answer that question. Move on.
Any questions that the parent may have.
And during the newborn wellness appointment, do you also perform a physical exam?
Yes.
And I guess, let me go back. When parents show up to a newborn wellness appointment, do they bring any paperwork with them?
Yes, they usually bring what we call newborn packet from the hospital where the child is born. It has information relevant to the baby, something during mom's pregnancy, the delivery process, and the initial 2 days of life.
Now, do you usually go over that packet during the newborn wellness appointment?
Yes.
Okay. And do you also go over any immediate medical care that may be needed for the child?
Yes. We go over the packet, all the details, examine the baby, discuss the situation with the parents, and answer all questions, and kind of come up with a plan of wellness care for the infant for the future.
And how do you know if the child needs immediate medical care?
So there are a list of things that if the baby has any medical needs, as in not breathing properly or has a fever, then they need to seek medical care. If the baby is not getting adequate nutrition, losing weight rapidly, or not gaining adequate weight, that's when they need to seek medical care. If a baby is fussy and the parents are not able to console, since the child is non-verbal at that age, a fussy infant is also a reason to seek medical care.
Was Emma in need of any immediate medical care for this newborn wellness appointment?
No, not at that appointment.
And were there any birth complications?
No.
Was this a C-section, vaginal birth?
This is a vaginal delivery.
Okay. And when you did the physical examination of Emma, what, if anything, did you notice?
The newborn exam was completely within normal limits. Everything seemed appropriate.
And when you say everything, what are you checking for?
So we are checking for the general status of the baby. If the baby is alert and responsive to stimulation, we're checking for reflexes. We're checking for muscular tone, if they have a good suck, good color, examining the head, the soft spots of the head, the fontanelle, the ENT exam, heart, lung, abdomen, hips, musculoskeletal exam.
Were there any signs of birth injuries?
No.
And I guess have you seen children with birth injuries in your practice?
Yes.
And usually what kind of injuries do you see?
So the most common birth injury we see would be a swelling on the scalp because of vaginal delivery, something we call a caput. That we see on the head sometimes, and sometimes there's bleeding into the scalp again during vaginal delivery only, not seen in C-sections, and that's a cephalhematoma. Sometimes you see nerve injuries if the baby's big and the shoulder is stuck in the birth canal.
And was Emma a big child?
No.
And you talked about scalp swelling on the scalp because of vaginal delivery. Does that swelling usually go down?
It usually goes down on its own in the first few days of life.
Within the first few days? Okay. Was there anything at all unusual about her eyes?
Nothing unusual. She had very mild jaundice, which is very common, and it was within acceptable limits at that age.
Was there anything wrong with her sclera?
The sclera is where you see the jaundice, and it was very mild.
Okay. Was there anything wrong with her skin?
No.
Did she just say that the
Was there
sclera
anything
was
wrong with her
normal?
abdomen?
Did she say there was nothing wrong?
Jaundice. And
Jaundice.
She said it was very minimal.
Yeah.
But jaundice is yellow eyes. She didn't have yellow eyes. She had bluish whites of her eyes.
Maybe at
That's
this
not jaundice.
maybe this first newborn
Maybe the
appointment?
first visit. Yeah, okay.
No.
And was she able to move all her 4 extremities well?
Yes.
Did you see anything of concern of Emma on that newborn wellness check?
No.
Now, on March 30, 2023, did you see the child again?
Yes.
And what was that for?
The purpose of that visit is for rechecking her weight. Most babies lose weight in the first few days after they're born. This visit is to ensure that the baby is gaining weight again and gaining weight adequately. It's also to go over newborn screening results.
Okay. And was Emma gaining weight appropriately?
Yes.
And do you know how she was being fed?
She was exclusively breastfed.
And you said that you also go over newborn screening. Was there anything about her newborn screening?
Yes, her newborn screening results were abnormal in one area where they tested for cystic fibrosis.
Your Honor, I would just, if she's gonna talk about something, I'm gonna object, but if we're gonna talk about something as far as a document or a record, and refer to that, I would like to have that put into the record at this time.
Yeah. If
She's
it's
testifying
going to,
about records and.
yeah,
for the
if
child.
there is a
She's just
diagnosis,
about
show the
screening
damn paper.
results.
Right,
We
Yeah.
She's,
those screening results.
how do you know, I guess, let me go back. How do you know what the testing results are?
So the State Metabolic Screening Department sends us the screening results, and they are a part of her medical record. Yeah.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would tender State's Exhibit 2, the Shella records.
No objection.
Okay, without objection, admitted. You may proceed.
Thank you. And Dr. Chanduri, so you said that she tested abnormal for cystic fibrosis, or I'm sorry, she screened positive for cystic fibrosis. What happens after that?
So if a screening test is positive, then they need a confirmatory test. So she was.
I apologize if I can object. If we have the State's Exhibit 2 as the copy of the CHOLA records that are apparently current to February of 2024, I would ask that we go ahead and place that into evidence with the appropriate stickers so that we can all refer to it with the witness. And I would ask that they refer to page numbers if they are referring to
Yeah,
specific
why aren't
test
they
results.
doing that? Why aren't they putting into evidence these records that they are referencing?
They should.
Caroline Heath.
Good Lord.
Exhibit 2 is at the
That's a CHOLA record.
certified rep, so
Yes.
they're in.
They're already in.
Well, and if we could physically put them in so
Yeah,
that
but
they
it's
are
not.
accessible.
Showa records are enormous. These are
Yeah.
specifics within that. This is State's Exhibit 1A, 1B.
Yeah, why haven't they done
to
this?
show this is what we are. Now we are doing the presumptive test.
They're just
that's
referencing
1A.
They're just
Then-
referencing it without entering them into evidence or putting numbers on them.
Yeah.
So how are you supposed to go back and then this is so snaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
it's- yeah, it's-
Lord. I know, Ryan, I know you have to go soon, or I know you said you had like 5 minutes left. Is there anything that you want to tell people about what's going on or what's happening before you leave us? You'll be back. You said you'd be back tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow.
All right, cool. What anything going on at You Are the Power that anybody needs to be aware of?
Yeah, so we're still raising money for the families that we're supporting through our family reunification program. Your audience was fantastic last week, and we did raise a little over $1,500, which is why I have a new haircut and I got to dance in the river. So yeah, that campaign is still going through the end of April, and we'll be back on tomorrow to join you. And I sincerely appreciate you allowing me to be here.
When I go on the website, the main website, how do I find that link again for the, because I'm having a problem when I click on the one Jen sends me, it sends me right to where I donated instead of sending me to the donation page.
Okay, let me pull it up for you super quick, Megan. So I want to make sure that everybody can see what we have going on. So if you go to our main youarethepower.net, you go underneath causes to family reunification. And
there it is. Let's see.
Let's see. It should be underneath there.
Let me see if I got this.
Let me make sure that I'm telling you correctly, though. So we're doing some updates to our website.
Yeah, I'm having problems finding. Yeah, the link to the, it's not there. The link to the April fundraiser is not there. The regular link, like the regular donate link is there.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing the one for April that we were, and I just want to make sure I have the right link because the one I had yesterday, I'm not seeing it properly. I don't know what my problem is.
Let me make sure. I'm looking at it right now because we did do an update to our website because it was youarethepower.net/PPR, which is that particular program that we're doing for the month of April. So I'll ask our web designer what was going on with that, and then I will bring that information back to you guys.
All right, cool. Yeah, send me the link that you want me to use because I'll definitely put that in the chat and in the description of the video. I just want to make sure I have the right one.
Okay, I'll send that to you via email, Megan.
Okay.
Did Megan
did Megan freeze?
No, okay, I'm back. It's just don't worry.
Oh, she's back.
Don't
That
worry.
was an
That was a
amazing freeze
long okay. I was like, is there something else that she needs to say?
It was
Right?
such an amazing freeze frame.
Yeah.
Yay!
It'll be all right. I don't know. I had a little glitch in my Wi-Fi or something. I should close a bunch of these windows I have open. That's probably part of the problem. But Ryan, take care and thanks for being here today. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye. All right.
Both sides to use as a reference point.
Let's go over the bingo card. Let's see where we're at, what we have out there and what's been called. We have, let me share this. Here's my bingo card. We have called the Z word, obviously the free space, objection, river dance, Megan hates prosecutor, objection, hair talk, baby stealer, Nick demonetizes the stream, C word, and ostrich genesis imperfecta. All right. Oh, there's oink on there. I added oink on there, Nick. So you got to get but don't do it now. You have to get the pig ready though. Oh, did we call for fuck's sake? I don't remember if we did. Did we? I'll call it anyway. We should.
I have this also.
The chicken?
I like that. I like
Have you ever seen the guy that does the music with the rubber chickens?
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious. All right. I told for fuck's sake, said. So you may also check off for fuck's sake. And maybe we'll get ceiling cats with this witness. I don't know. Probably on cross. If it's going to happen, it'll happen on cross.
She's
like.
making me want to day drink.
Oh, that's true. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go right now and I'm going to set a super chat goal for turning off ads and day drinking. We're going to say both. Okay. So why don't we we'll set a 10 super chat goal of the $5 or higher in the next 30 minutes, and I'll turn off ads and take a shot.
Yeah,
folks, so will Flux.
Folks, running a show like this is not free for us. Running shows like this is not free for us. And if supers don't come in, sometimes now I understand everybody who chooses to have ads. Now, I don't. Now, I litter my videos and the replay crew with ads to make up for it.
I only do it on the streams where, like, I'll be like, these streams, I'm like, I'm not that focused on super chats and stuff. So I just rely on the ad money and stuff because we want to raise money for the families and we want to do that kind of stuff. But if the ads are bugging you guys and you want them off, well, just throw me a couple of dollars and we'll get the ads. We'll get the ads off, and we'll also start day drinking, which I should have put on the bingo card, and that's going on tomorrow's for sure.
Yeah.
And I'd very much like to start day drinking.
I can't until Friday.
Okay, well, Friday is happening though, right?
Yeah.
The Wheel of Regrets.
Friday, Wheel of Regrets, Slightly Buzzed show. I'm sending out the invites to. I have no topics this Friday, so it might be just a bunch of us hanging out and drinking.
Awesome. That sounds good. Do super tips count? Yes, I will count the super tips as well.
Yeah.
So starting now, we've got $5 from Sticky Widget. Thank you very much. We're just looking for 9 more. So I'll get that taken care of for you as soon as we have that done.
Now I have a trick if I feel okay. Now it's getting really bad with the super chats. I threatened to show Nancy Grace. and then I pay a 5-minute segment, and money keeps pouring in. So,
just to make it stop.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that tactic. I might have to try that. I might have to. Now, wait a minute. Why would the ads come up if you're on YouTube Premium? You play Dexter says boo to ads. It shouldn't.
I think she's just saying boo to ads because I don't have ads either, but I agree with that sentiment. Boo to ads.
True, but I can't boo them too hard because they pay my paycheck, it does. And I found out the other day about how much I'm leaving on the table by not turning them on during live streams, but I generally don't unless it's a smaller stream and there's a less chance of of super chats, etc. So, but I do have them turned down really, really low. So now we're only 8 away. Let me see if we have any super tips in here. Nope, no super tips. So let's keep going.
Very good. Oh, very well. Thank you.
Dr. Chandari, so what do you do after a abnormal screen?
Like I was saying, she was scheduled to get a confirmatory test with Children's Healthcare, which she did, and that was normal. So the screening result was a false positive.
Okay, and can you kind of tell us what's the difference between screen versus the test?
The screening test is a much more broader test intended to catch all the children who have it, but sometimes unintentionally there are a few false positives, and you're also catching children who do not have it. And then when you do the confirmatory test, which is very specific for that disease, that tells you whether the child has the disease or not.
So does Emma have cystic fibrosis?
No, she does not.
Okay. Now, did you also do the 1-month wellness check of Emma on April 17, 2023?
I did.
And what did you do on that wellness check?
So a 1-month wellness visit is to assess growth, if she's gaining weight, if she's getting taller. We also check for head circumference as an indirect way to see if her brain is.
All right, this is mean. It's mean, but I have to say it. I can't take it anymore. I can't. I've been trying to keep it in since this woman took the stand, and I can't keep it in a second longer. I can't.
Wait.
Ma'am, you look like a turtle. The hair is terrible. I'm calling bad hair. Bad hair. You're going to court. Like put on some makeup, ma'am. Like just a little. It doesn't have to be a lot, but
just some mascara or something.
Like we need to cover up the dark circles a little because you look real tired and yeah, it's just not a good look for court. And this hair, Look, this show has a lot to
It's
do.
a
We
hel-
talk about hair a lot here. I mean, look at the hair of my panelists. The hair of my panelists is epic. You know, look at this. Everybody's got good hair going on here. We care about hair, and this hairstyle is like, God, it's bad. It's like medieval. It's medieval Paige.
How can I make
Yes.
myself look older?
Yes, ma'am, you need a makeover. And resting face is the downturned mouth. Yes. Who does that remind you of? Can you say Dr. Sally Smith? Remember her face? Perpetual frown face. Perpetual frown face. Don't ever trust a doctor. I keep telling you people, don't ever trust a doctor with that face. If their mouth perpetually turns down, this is a bad doctor. Period. They have a bad disposition. Normal, happy people do not have mouths that frown all day long. Like, they just don't. This woman wants you to suffer like she does for some reason. Good Lord. Why would you never wear makeup to court? I don't understand that. Don't you want the jury to feel comfortable, like when they look at you and they listen to you? Like, the jury shouldn't feel like that. Don't distract the jury by big mistakes like this hair. And
I wouldn't either, but for other causes. Yeah.
There are some dudes who would benefit from some powder on the dome when they go to court.
You don't need it, Nick. Nick, you look good just how you are. You don't need
dome
it.
is not shiny. Jeff used to always complain, though, when he would take his hat off, that his head was too shiny and the lights would bounce off his head. But yeah, a little powder doesn't hurt anybody. I'm checking bad hair on the bingo card. Bad hair has been called.
Yeah. We also assess development, if she was meeting milestones for a 1-month-old. And then there is a lot of anticipatory guidance as to what to expect in the next few months and what should be done.
Rogue, I have seen your face. Your mouth does not turn down like that. Stop it. You literally just sent me a picture the other day. Your mouth does not look like that. That is just not true. Stop it. Amy says, just wanted a tip. Thanks for the 2. I appreciate that. I think we're at 6 now. I think we're looking for 6 more. Let me check the super tips. Nope. Still no super tips. Did not let me say Indian doctors. It was racist. I've actually liked having it. I've had Indian doctors before that I liked. I don't really think it's an Indian thing. I think it's just a this person thing. She doesn't look like a pleasant person.
And was Emma meeting all her milestones?
Yes.
Was she also growing properly?
Yes.
Did you also do the 2-month wellness check on May 18, 2023?
I did.
And what do you do on a 2-month checkup?
Thanks, Mel.
Pretty much the same. You're assessing for growth, weight, height, head circumference. We are assessing for development. The parents are usually given a questionnaire, which is a developmental screen. And then we go over the results during my exam, and then we examine the child. And also immunizations are given at the 2-month visit.
Oh, a meal. Sorry, I thought it
was Emma meeting all her milestones?
Yes.
Now, were there any concerns that the mom expressed to you at this appointment?
Nothing out of the ordinary. No.
Okay, nothing out of the ordinary.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Okay. I got a super tip here. It's Legal Vice's voice. I love these. Thanks, SF, for the 5.
Literally 30 seconds after I get a notification for your Happy Turtle short, you make a comment about her looking like a turtle.
I did just make a short about happy turtles. I saw some happy turtles today, and it reminded me of Turtle Purgatory and how unhappy they are there. And I just had to take some video of how happy they were. They're just the happiest little creatures. They were sunning
Look
themselves.
at her face right
So
now.
cute. I know, it's so bad. This isn't, look, I don't even know. Can we can't call this sex scandal face, can we? Because it's not really that she's not pressing the lips in, but it's like,
It's just
it's
Yeah.
She looks like
big
Roz from Monsters Inc. I'm watching you.
Always watching.
Always watching, Wazowski. Good Lord,
Oh, gosh.
lady. See, this is why I practice TV face. Like when I'm being interviewed, instead of like sitting there like this, I go like this.
It takes work to make your face do that. Like
you just have to engage cheek muscles. It's not that hard. You can pull the corners of your mouth up. This is a terrible look. Ma'am, study yourself on camera and stop doing this if you're going to be a witness. Well, Flux, do that again. Flux, do that again. I mean, this is just not good. You can get the good one, Nick. Good one.
Now, I can't blame her because I have this resting serial killer face. I mean, I'm having, you don't want to see my driver's license or my passport because you know what they say. Okay, don't smile. Okay. You have to show both ears. Okay, just in case I lost one. And everything. And all of a sudden, oh, no glasses. And all of a sudden it's like,
that is resting serial killer face. That's terrifying. That's terrifying.
Now, that works in negotiations, not gaining an audience.
True. Maggot, thanks for the 5, says Megan needs fun too post birthday. I think we're only 2 away. Are we 2 away? I think we're 2 away. So 2 more, we'll have a shot and we will turn off the ads. And then
speaking of birthdays, Saturday, May 2nd.
Can you believe that your birthday is the same as my husband's? I think I figured this out last year because you had a birthday party and I was like, I can't be there. It's my husband's birthday. We'll be out. But he is the same birthday, May 2nd. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, but there's a scientific test that if you gather, I think it is like 70 people in one room, there will be people with the same birthday. Statistically, even though it's 365 days a year, 70 people, there will be 2 people with the same birthday.
Is that because you know, typically around once it starts getting cold, you see a rise in birth about 9 months later?
Yeah, I mean, we have for Irish, it is around 9 months after St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
In Sweden, it is 9 months often after the summer vacations.
October is the absolute worst month on my channel for having to play birthday songs. I have to play birthday songs all day long in October. Everyone was born in October, I swear. Probably because it was deep winter when they were conceived, and no one has anything to do other than that in the winter.
Oh,
all right, here we go. We got two more super chats or 2 more super tips. Oh wait, we got one more. More. So we're only one away. SF, thanks for the 5.
Call it the Ninja Turtle face.
Ninja Turtle face. I like it. All right, one more. One more opens up day drinking and turns off ads. That's when the real fun begins, folks. Real fun.
But was there something that she brought up?
That she was not feeding as well on some days is what she said. So we went over her growth charts. Her weight gain was very appropriate. And we talked about how infants, when they feed, they don't feed the same way every day. Maybe they are in a growth spurt and they eat more. And when there's no growth spurt, they're not eating as much. But overall, she was gaining weight very appropriately. Her growth charts looked very good. So I reassured Mom.
I guess associated with the topic of feeding, is it at all unusual for children,
what
for
does
babies
this has to do with anything?
Not be able to poop for several days?
Yes.
Sorry, can't remember. Did you say that was unusual or normal?
It's normal.
Okay. Now, do you remember the appointment with Emma on June 6, 2023?
Yes.
And who was at that appointment?
Emma, both parents, and Emma's sister, Arya.
And how old was Aria?
She was about 3 years old at that time.
And what was the reason for the appointment?
The reason for the appointment, which my receptionist noted, was the soft spot on top of her head feels weird.
Okay, and is that a common reason for an appointment?
Probably not.
It can be, especially for first-time parents, but Emma is a second child. So when I saw the reason, I was a little confused. I thought, this mom knows babies. This is her second child.
Yeah, so you should be extra concerned that she's concerned.
Yeah. You're like, oh,
Right?
wow, so this is different for me and my family than what we experienced with our older child. And plus, what does it matter if you have 10 kids? You're not allowed to be concerned?
Interesting that was a red flag for her, that there was something weird about it. Like, why is that
But
weird?
she brought her
Second
to the doctor.
Your second baby, and I can say this from experience, I have 3. When the second one comes around, you are more confident. You know things that you didn't know before. So you know, if something is off, you're more likely to see it in the second baby.
Right.
Because you're always comparing it to the first.
Well, she says that she was confused. That is so rude. That is so rude to me, to question a mother saying a concern. So any of your viewers listening today, if they were to have a baby anytime soon and they have a concern about their head, should they not go? Because wouldn't that be negligence?
Drink. Very nice, ladies. Thank you, Emil. I agree with you. It's like, do not go because some doctor is just going to think that you're weird or whatever. Yeah, that's dumb. I don't like it. I don't like this doctor. I don't like her face. All right. I have a High West in here. High West whiskey. I don't like her face. Hey, look, it worked out with Sally Smith. I didn't like Sally Smith's face either. And guess what? I was right about her. That woman is an absolute demon from hell. And I didn't like her face. The second I saw her, I was like, nope, don't like her face. Definitely not.
Well, gosh, do you remember the Tim's pediatrician? Sarah
Yeah,
Harvey
wait a
Pickett?
minute. I have her. I
Come
have
on.
her in here.
The harbinger of death, Pickett.
Oh, shoot. I don't have her in here. I had to delete her picture. Darn it.
No.
Oh, I'm
So
going to have to. She's in my files somewhere. I'll find it. Okay, shot first. Ready, Flux?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Ooh.
Let's go.
I got iced coffee.
Lemonade. Because it is 9:45 p.m. here, and I have work in the morning.
Oh, man. The first one always hits hard.
I haven't had just regular makers in a minute. It's still not bad. Still not bad.
High West is very good. All right, I'm turning off the ads.
But now I have a whole bottle of gin that I'm never gonna drink from your birthday.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, from the drink with the dead bastard we made. I'm never gonna drink the rest of that gin.
Oh no, you have a whole bottle of gin.
Hey, at
Oops,
least
I hit the wrong button and I inserted an ad. Now all right, you may check off Megan hits wrong button. They're not letting me turn off the ads. I can only pause them for 10 minutes. Do I have to turn the monetization off entirely in order for the ads to go away?
I think
No, you put them on manually.
yeah, you just go to manual.
Oh, manual. Got it. Okay, now I've saved it. Sorry, guys. I hit the wrong button. But the good news is you've got a bingo card. And the bingo card has Megan hits wrong button on it. So go ahead and check that off. Oh, I've got that on my bingo card. Check it out. There we go. Megan hits wrong button. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to. I hope the chat's not mad. They're like, wait, we paid for no ads. What the hell is this crap? Oh, well. Shot.
Get myself
Chris,
a flask.
Shots. Yeah, the flask is good. I bought this one for Jeff, but it never made it to him.
Is that the Exhibit A?
Yeah. I still haven't had it. But then I found out he had one. He must have had one made because I've seen it in a stream, and I was like, oh, he had one. So I think I might have this engraved with Exhibit B.
I love that. I love that.
So I don't know where his flask is. Maybe Connor has it, but Connor might have Exhibit A. I'll have Exhibit B.
Yeah. I'm not this year, but I'm thinking next year or maybe in 2 years. I want to do, because I remember Jeff and Andrew and who else was it on that they went bar hopping in Seoul.
Oh, I don't think I ever.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think I ever watched that.
Andrew, Josh, and Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh. Yeah, I remember that it happened, but I don't think I watched it.
Yeah.
Whose channel was it on? Was it on Jeff's?
I don't remember which one it was. All of a sudden, they just showed up. But I want to do that.
Yeah.
And I want to wear a Lorax t-shirt while doing it. And if we can gather a few folks, all in Lorax t-shirts, and go bar hopping in Seoul.
I know. I want to go there. Actually, Nick, let's seriously talk about this, because I was planning on taking my daughter to Seoul. For one, her best friend is there. And for two, I want to have the eye procedure done that they do in Korea. Kids, I want to get rid of these things that are growing over my eyes.
Do you want rounder eyes? No.
What? No, I have hooded eyes that are going to grow over my eyeballs. So eventually
Flux knew immediately.
And so they have like really cheap, really good plastic surgery in Korea. So I'm considering doing a trip when my daughter wants to go and like see stuff, and I want to go and get my face fixed. So I'm still planning on doing this. I was going to do it with Jeff. I was going to hang out with Jeff. We were like kind of talking about it, about bringing my daughter there, because she's such a Koreaphile. She just loves it. She loves everything about it. And I wanted to take her to see like K-pop, or like where the K-pop people do their, the big building that they practice in, etc., and the whole thing. But yeah, let's talk about that, because I would absolutely do it. Flux, could we get you on a plane?
Okay.
How much weed would you need to get on a plane?
Well, it's not allowed in Korea, so that we don't want a whole
well, you have to
Brian
eat
Griner
it all.
situation.
Here's what you do: you meet me at O'Hare. We both fly to O'Hare.
Yeah, as
Meet
long
me
as
there.
I have a buddy.
Yeah, you meet me there, and we'll get on a plane to Seoul. Okay.
Yeah,
and then
I
you
need
can
a
eat
buddy.
all
I
the
can't do it
gummies
alone.
in the Chicago airport, and then we'll go.
I can do that, and then we can. I wouldn't mind going back to Korea. I haven't been back since 2011, or when I was there.
We need this trip.
And
we need this trip.
I mean, Seoul. I mean, back in 2011, that place was fun. That place was fun. I can imagine now it's still just as fun. Like,
it still looks fun.
And like the food.
Yeah, I really, really, really want to go, and I'm so sad that Jeff will not be there. Oh,
yeah.
Such a bummer. I can't think about it.
What is this about? But once I entered the exam room and I asked them my first question, that cleared up my doubt, because it wasn't the soft spot on the top of the head she was talking about. She said there was a soft swelling on the side of the head that seemed to move around.
Okay, and did you see that swelling?
No, there was no swelling when I examined the baby.
Now, was there anything else that either parents told you about Emma's condition?
Yes, there were several things. Mom kept saying that there was a swelling on the side of the head that seemed to be there, and then it seemed to move around a little bit, but now it's gone.
I was just sitting there and laughing so hard to myself.
Think of any diagnosis that.
Tell us more about how you haven't been to Korea since the last time you were in Korea.
It's not the
when
last
she
time I
says
was
that.
there.
We know what she means, because it means when she was in the military is what she meant to say, when she was stationed in Korea.
I appreciate you know what I mean.
But the whiskey got to her. The whiskey got to her.
Well, it's the dyslexia and ADHD. I don't speak well to begin with. You add
Oh my
even a
God,
little
could
bit
we
of
visit?
alcohol, it's just
Could we visit Strawberry and Yoda? We would have to travel to Busan to do it, I think, because the vet's in Busan. But I mean, I would do that. I would do that to go see the potato pig dogs for sure. Oh God, that would make me cry so hard. I can't even think about it. No.
Fit what mom was describing. There's nothing that should come up on one side of the head. I kept asking more and more questions, and she said sometimes one side of her face seems swollen, and then 2 days later the other side of the face seems swollen, and they thought maybe it's the baby laying on one side that's causing the swelling, and then it's disappearing and it's coming back. And at this time, I'm trying to run a list in my head. What can cause this? What can cause this? And nothing seemed to fit that diagnosis. So I proceeded to do a much more thorough exam of the baby while asking more questions. Mom also said that her right foot, she seemed to hold it at a different angle, and she's not moving her right leg as much as the left leg for the past 2 days.
And did you notice anything wrong with the child's foot at the time?
The examination of the foot on both sides was normal, but the right thigh was much more fatter than the left thigh. So I proceeded to take some measurements, and the right thigh was 2 centimeters more in diameter compared to the left thigh.
And on a baby, that's a fucking
Mom had
lot.
also said that she was not moving her right leg as much. She was moving both legs spontaneously.
Yeah, what is this, thigh shaming?
She did move her right leg a little less than the left leg, but this is a
can't with her
child
face.
who
Shame
does
those
not
chunky
move on
baby
command,
thighs.
I don't
so
like
we can
her
only observe and
face.
see
And
what
listen,
she's
this
continuously
doctor,
doing, and it kind of seems.
she's not even able to, she's like, yeah, I had to measure it to see. I couldn't really see it. She was moving her right leg, but not as much as her left. So these are all things the parents noticed without being doctors. They just noticed this. And this doctor is like, well, I had to measure it, and she was moving it.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out she did have a small fracture in her leg. So the mom was right.
So she
Yeah.
was right. And the thing
So-
is that I don't like how
That's
this doctor is kind of she's been minimizing everything mom's concerned about, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Minimizing. She's
Yeah,
minimizing
because
it.
she didn't catch it.
She didn't catch
Right.
it. And they don't like that, Nick. They don't like that. If
Yeah.
That's
you
true.
catch something a doctor doesn't catch, some of them, I'm not going to say all of them. Some of them do not like it. I've been blessed, especially with my pediatric team, with doctors who don't act like that. My pediatrician, actually,
This-
I really
this
love
doc-
him.
This doctor
He's
looks
so
like she's
good.
about to produce fangs.
Like she's staring into my soul right now. This is a terrible
know.
pause. Isn't
All
that
right.
like on a bingo square a
Oh.
terrible pause face?
Yes. No, wait, we don't have no, we have awkward pause, but terrible pause face definitely should be on the next
Because like
bingo
this
card.
is gonna give me nightmares. This pause screen
Let's
is
see.
going to give me
Bad
nightmares.
pause face has to be on the next one. By the way, JKD, you came in just at the right time. You need to take a screenshot of this and make me a meme. Okay. She looks like a turtle. She needs a big turtle shell behind her. And like,
And
I don't know. I don't
and
know, but
fangs.
Like a turtle demon.
fangs. All right. What color are the
Like
fangs?
a
per
turtle
se?
demon.
Are they black? Are they what color are the
Black
fangs?
like
are
her
they
soul.
Are they white? Are fangs? I guess they would be white, right? She's a person. So all right, let's see if we can
We
if
think.
we can
We haven't done
we
DNA
think.
testing.
She's a turtle person. Okay. There we go. There we go. How's that? Is that what you were imagining?
No.
Listen, don't be picky. I can't. Let's see. Let's make the brush width a little bit smaller. There we go. All right. How about like this? Is that better?
Nothing is gonna make this picture better, Megan. There's nothing that's gonna make this better.
All right. Fine. Fine.
She's too scary.
Now, did the dad make any comments about the foot?
Oh, JKD already posted it on X.
The
I love you.
dad
I love
was
you.
reassuring mom that this is a normal baby foot, chubby, chunky, she's gaining weight, and
Oh my God. Hold on.
Oh no.
Am I wrong? Look it. She
that is
does.
beautiful. Well done.
Yes, the turtle
Well
actually
done.
looks happier than her. You have to find a frowny turtle. Can you find a frowny turtle? Because that one is literally smiling.
That's
the
a happy
first-
turtle.
That's the first turtle I've ever seen that was smiling. By the way, speaking of turtles, I feel like I need to show you my turtle short that I made today because it's funny. So I was at this, and I personally think that every hospital should have one of these. I had to take my kid to an appointment at a specialist, and they're always at hospitals. And this particular hospital has an animal sanctuary outside, like a pond with swans, like a mating pair of
that's
swans.
nice.
I know, and turtles and koi fish, and like it's the happiest place. It's just the happiest place. And after we're done with our appointment, we always go and we sit out there and we watch the animal life, and it's just so fun. I think every hospital should have this because the hospital is not a fun place to be, but when you can like watch swans and ducks and things, like it kind of rocks. All right. So, oh my goodness. Well, if you ever wanted to know what happy turtles look like, here they are. The happiest little turtles in the world, just sunning themselves out on a rock in a beautiful pond with some koi fish nearby. How great is this? Swan over there.
I'm kind of jealous of those turtles.
This is a sanctuary.
Like I want to sunbathe in a pond.
I know,
right?
Hey guys, aren't they so cute? So there's this lovely thing, and their ducks come and they fly in. It's just great. It's just absolutely great. I love it. I wish every hospital or every medical center had something like that because it makes you feel instantly better. I don't know why, but it does, especially if you have a kid, especially if you're with a kid who's not well and, they suddenly get excited. Oh, there's swans, there's turtles, there's ducks, there's things to look at, God. You didn't drink on my last one. Turtle. No, Emil, the deal was 10 super chats for a shot. Now, if you want me to reset the 10, then we are now 8 away with your last one and this one. So we're 8 away. We'll drink on the next 8. How's that?
I have it written down.
Yeah, I did turn off ads. So
it looks different from what it did when she was born, but that's all normal. Seem to be reassuring mom that, look, honey, everything's okay.
And then, so after you made these observations of the baby's foot and Emma's thighs, what did you do? What happened next?
JKD coming in hot with an updated meme. It's perfect. Look at the frowny turtle. Emil, you bitches better super chat or super tip. We'll take those two. Oh my God. What happened to Flux? She needs to see this. She probably took a bathroom break or something. Ugh. All right. We'll show it to her when she comes back.
I just went to grab a snack real quick.
Did you see it?
I did.
Oh, okay. Because look at the
I'm just grabbing a quick
face.
snack.
It's so good. All right, go ahead. Get your snack. God, I'm calling her out. She's like disappearing, and I'm like, where did she go?
Because the history was not consistent with my exam, the things that the parents were telling me about the swellings over the head were not fitting with anything that I could think of, and the limb.
Well, maybe you're not a good doctor then. What do you mean? The swelling wasn't fitting with anything I could think of, so
Yeah, so it didn't
really
happen. So it wasn't real because I didn't see it.
Ma'am, maybe you suck at your job. I don't know, but like, sorry that you don't know what it is. Oh, you want to know what JKD's X account is? Yeah, you should know that. Let me tell you. Because JKD Buck is hilarious. It is at JKD Buck 76. Oh my God, JKD, were you born in 76? Me too. Bicentennials forever. I love JKD Buck. JKD makes my streams so much more fun. I should put JKD on the payroll. And when I say the payroll, I mean I could send you $10 on PayPal and give you a shout out on X. That's my payroll. Oh Lord. It would be really weird if I had like people working for the show. I don't know how people deal with like producers and I don't know, people.
To tell, what.
I'm not sure I could do that.
Did you see here what happened next and what happened next and so on? Father told me that he saw.
That's a lie. You used to have a producer, didn't you?
Discoloration.
That's true. And I did sort of pay her. I did pay her. But it was a difficult situation. Just put it that way. And it's very difficult to like to find someone who's, going to be great. I mean, she was good for the time being, but it became a difficult situation, which sometimes happens.
Behind her right ear. But when I examined the baby, the skin looked completely normal. So I looked up and he said, "Oh, I have a picture on my phone." And he proceeded to take the phone out of his pocket and showed me a picture
of the
baby's face with the ear and some bruising behind the right ear.
Marie, I'm approaching Western Northwest States Exhibit 1. Do you recognize this?
Yes, this was the photograph that Father showed me.
Do you remember this time to see what type of State Exhibit 1?
Any objection? No objection.
Permission to publish?
Oh, Mr. Lord, I'm going to be lowering the screen. I don't know where you are in relationship to the screen coming down, okay? Don't want to start with it.
Oh, are we getting a demonstrative or it's just a screen or what's happening? Something's happening. What is it?
It's a screen.
Oh, it's a television. Damn it. That's
are we going to get a terrible PowerPoint?
Wait, is it a bad PowerPoint? Because that's on the bingo card.
I don't know. It's probably going to be photos, right?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. That's a big ass screen TV. Here's to no old tech in this courtroom. This is new tech.
So much better than our retro trials.
Right? The retro trial is so tough. On that tiny TV no one can see. They wheel it in on a cart.
Yep.
Like being in 4th grade again.
65-inch TV bought by civil forfeiture.
Yes. Brought to you by civil forfeiture. That's probably true. Some poor man's broke.
That's more than 65.
Emil says 170 inches. You would think this prosecutor wouldn't be doing these prosecutions since she always loses. Yeah, but that doesn't deter her for some reason. She continues to lose with her head held high.
She's more slumped over. Her head is not held high, Megan. She's slumped over.
Oh, there's the picture that we have.
You said that this was the photograph that Mr. Hernandez showed you?
Okay, hold on a damn minute. They have changed the coloring of this picture from the one that I have, and it looks darker, does it not?
The whole thing looks kind of purple, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like they put a filter or something.
It's like the whole thing is purple and blue.
Put a filter on this picture. Let me show you the picture that we have. This is a completely different picture. Oh, I'm pissed. No, I'm actually going to screenshot this and put them next to each other. They have muddled with the picture. They have muddled with the exposure. Let me show you. Oh, how do I? Okay, I need to go into Canva real quick because I need to put these together. Talk amongst yourselves while I do this. I meant that. Flux has a mouthful of food. Come on,
It's just
do words.
salami and cheese.
Do words, chat. Do words, panel. Okay, you're just.
I don't understand how
have
they
video.
can, how these prosecutors continue to push these cases.
She had
when they
just
keep losing
lost a case. She just lost a case before the Hernandez case too.
Was it? Which one was it that she lost?
I don't know. And they actually, I didn't tell you guys this. They put this case off multiple times, but they were going to try it in January of 2025. But Caroline Yee was going to be on maternity leave. And she said, this is my case, and I want to try this case. Because they were going to put someone else on it. But she told the judge she wanted this case. Well, she got it.
She's not a very good lawyer.
they-
So
Yeah,
She
but
did
I mean,
horrible.
Are they allowed to do that?
Oh, yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
All right, wait
So
till you
she-
see the difference in these pictures, you guys. This is unfreaking believable. Let's bring up my little side by side. This is like what the New York Times does when they want to say that a black suspect is a white suspect, and they put a filter on him to make his skin look lighter.
Good grief.
Wow. Holy shit.
I am so glad you sent me these pictures, Jennifer, because I noticed that immediately. There's a blue hue to the whole photo.
The whole thing. You can't even. That's ridiculous.
You
Because it
can't-
looks
it
like
makes it-
bruising under her ear.
It makes it look like the entire behind the
Ear
ear
is
is
bruised.
all bruised. Whereas on the one that has the correct lighting, you can see it's a very small reddish purple spot.
Yeah.
Wow. It could be the TV. Okay, fine. Could it be the TV? Maybe. But also, I'd be objecting like hell to this. Be like, wait a minute. The
Yeah.
exposure on our photo is way different than this. I don't know what you did to the TV, but can we make it accurate? Because that's not an accurate depiction of this bruise.
And there is a screen. There's a projector screen behind Catherine. So the jury would be able to see what was behind Catherine better than this TV. So I wonder if Jeb will show us what that looks
What
like.
the other one looks like. Okay, well, I hope it's better than this, because my goodness,
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
this is way different. All right, let's put this back up.
Did he say this was?
He said he saw some discoloration. I asked him how old that picture was. He said about a week old. I immediately asked him why he didn't seek medical care at that point. And he said the baby seemed completely happy and content. She was feeding as usual, sleeping as usual, and therefore he didn't think that it needed care. And it went away on its own, is what he said.
Did Mr. and Mrs. Hernandez, did the defendants ever reach out to your office about any of the other swellings prior to this point?
And Your Honor, I would ask her to clarify what other swellings she's referring to.
You think turning the lights off would make it a little better for her? No.
It actually makes it worse. She now looks like the dark circles around the eyes now just looks like it's
But
just
you can't see her clothes, so now it's just a floating
It's
head.
just like a floating head.
That looks like a thumb. Okay.
And did they ever reach out to your office about those swellings prior to
very
June
bad.
6, 2023?
So June 6th was a Monday, and that was the appointment that I saw them for. I believe they asked for an appointment on the preceding Friday. I was out of office, so they got the first available appointment on Monday.
Oh, so they
And it
did
was only
ask to be
for
seen.
the soft spot feels weird question, nothing about the face.
Wait.
understand.
Is they trying to say that they didn't ask for an appointment, and now she's saying, oh, they did want to be seen right away, but I couldn't get them in until Monday?
Yeah, she just said, did the parents contact you about these other swellings that they were concerned with?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they wanted to come in Friday, but I told them no. I told them I'd see them on, and they told them over the phone what the problems were. She already said that. The receptionist already took notes of what the mother called.
Mm-hmm.
See, right. What I don't understand is this is the woman who ended up sending them to the hospital and claiming the initial abuse, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So let me get this straight. Like she takes them in and she's like, oh, she was worried and she shouldn't have been worried. Well, turns out she should have been worried, but also, oh, she shouldn't have been worried. Now it's abuse.
Yeah, that
right.
Like you were concerned because she was over concerned
about
like,
something she couldn't see.
I was waiting for her to fade out of existence as the lights came up, and the very next post is witch sighting. I say, go ahead.
That only happens in a mirror with her.
I say check it off. Witch sighting has been called on the bingo card. I trust the chat. If the chat says that they've spotted a witch, I'm not going to argue.
But Megs, I made a meme. Check it out. Megs DM.
Yeah, what is the head? This head position is very weird.
I'm telling you, it was the most terrible pause screen.
And I hate to say what her head resembles. The head and neck resembles something very familiar.
The shape of the rocket, the Amazon, or the Blue Origin rocket.
I'll just say we have seen things in the Fleabag's garage.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them in the Fleabag's garage. Good Lord.
And you have this case out of Alabama with the female protester in the suit. And you know that she was charged with indecent exposure because she was dressed in a peen suit.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
She should not go to that state because they might think she's wearing one, is what I'm saying. And she could get arrested for that, which no one would want. No one wants that. No, absolutely not.
I mean, that's like.
Are you drinking without super chats? I saw that. I saw that. I saw you. I saw you. Fine. I'll keep up.
Now, to this person's defense, she is not exaggerating. She just tries to cover her own bases. I would assume that cross-examination will be slightly different.
Oh yeah,
She's gonna get cross-examnesia. She's gonna get cross-examnesia.
I hope we can get there today. How long until we get? Oh no, this is all state.
Is it all state? Sure
No, it's not. It's not. It's oh no, it's coming soon. All right,
I was gonna say let's get to Catherine. I love Catherine so much.
We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. We will not leave today until Catherine gets up there for her cross. I promise. We have to have some relief
and some
fun.
When the defendant, Mr. Hernandez, showed you this photo, what?
Well-timed pause.
My first question was I couldn't see the face, so I clarified and verified that this was indeed Emma's picture, and he said yes, this was Emma. And I told him that, even though Emma's exam looks completely normal today, except for the thigh swelling, this discoloration and bruising can indicate that something serious is going on, and this should be investigated immediately. The best way to do it would be to take her to the emergency room at Children's. I told them that I would make a call to the ER physician, but since Emma was breastfeeding, I asked if they would like to go home to pick up a snack, for mom, or a change of clothes, and then head over to the ER.
Oh my goodness. JKD.
I love Uncle Buck so much.
You never disappoint. I love this so much. See, the stream is not as fun if you're not watching. I think the fact that she told them to get a change of clothes and a snack should have been a very big red flag for Tuckey and Matt, because
Well, it should also kind of make you like, was she worried about this baby being in imminent danger by telling the abusers to take their baby home and get a snack and a change of clothes? If she was worried this baby was in danger, why not tell them they need to go immediately? Call the police on them.
That is weird. That is
That
really
doesn't
weird.
make
They
any
send you home
sense.
privately so that you could do whatever to your baby, even though I'm like suspecting that you abuse them.
I don't
Take
think
her
she
home where nobody
suspected
has
it.
eyes.
I don't think she suspected it because she even said, I told them when I saw this picture, something serious is going on. That doesn't make any sense.
She's not the one who reported them for child abuse.
She did call ahead, but I'm hoping they
She
get
did.
into what
No,
they say to her.
she did. She called ahead and she said she suspected child abuse. And then I believe the hospital called DCFS, right? Or was it her that called? I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out.
That, and I called the ER physician. I told him about my exam findings and the history of what looks like bruising on that picture. The ER physician agreed that she needs to be examined immediately. I called father back on the phone and he said they were about to go to the hospital. Their bag was packed and they were heading to the hospital.
And did you ask if anyone else had taken care of Emma during this period?
Yes. This I asked multiple times if Emma was in anybody else's care, even if it was briefly, or if Arya was holding her sister unsupervised, even if it was for a minute or so. Both parents denied that anyone else was involved in Emma's care. It was always mother or father or both of them.
And in your experience as a pediatrician, why did you feel that after seeing this photograph as well as the physical examination of Emma,
So she saw nothing wrong with the child until the dad showed a picture of, can you tell us what this is?
Mm-hmm.
And then she, must be abuse. Instead, I've how many is it now? 18 nieces and nephews. I've seen a lot of babies. Yeah,
Wow.
but my sisters are trying to populate the world.
I love this mental picture of his Viking sisters populating the world. It's fantastic.
I love the image of him with all his nieces.
I
when he
know.
takes them
How
out.
many sisters do you have? Do you have like lots of
4.
them? How many?
4
Oh, that
sisters.
is a lot. Okay. Do you have any brothers, or are there just
1.
5 of you? So there's 6 of you. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big family.
That's a big family. Excellent.
Yeah.
Sorry. So you were saying you have 18.
Yeah, nieces and nephews. And when it comes to small babies, there will be, if they lie weird, they get the same lines we get if we lie on something that produces.
Right.
But Nick,
And
did
so-
you hear in the beginning, the very first sentence that the state said was, ladies and gentlemen, if they're not cruising, they're not bruising. That's her opening statement. Yeah. If
Was
they're not
that what
cruising-
she said? Because
Yeah,
we
I
were
guess I
talking
missed
figure
that.
out.
Yeah,
I
Yes.
missed
okay.
that.
Well,
If
It's the
they're
very
not
first thing.
cruising,
So
they're not bruising. So, in other words, that's a lie, because
Yeah.
my babies scratch themselves all the time and get lacerations and little bruises. And they flailed their little arms and they would whack the crib or they would whack the changing table, and they would get like a little mark. So no, I don't
Stuff
find
like that happens all the time without it. It's just it's a baby who, and while breastfeeding, maybe the ear got in a bad position. There could be any number. And if her immediate thought is, well, I couldn't find anything wrong with the baby, I had to measure. A 2 centimeter is 3/4 of an inch. That diameter on that child is noticeable on a baby. if one leg is that much thicker.
Yeah.
That is noticeable.
We
And
saw
she
it
had
in
to
the
measure
picture.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw it in the picture. It was obviously
Well,
the
she
one
even
leg was
said on
obviously
here,
standard.
she said everything else was normal for this appointment. So all the things, remember, they're going to talk about broken toe, broken foot. And what did Tuckey say? She said, I think there's something wrong with her foot. And Matt was like, honey, the foot looks fine. And the doctor even said the husband was just reassuring her, it's a normal baby's foot. Everything's fine. But there was a fracture.
Yeah.
But this
And
doctor
she
didn't
missed
see
it.
Yeah.
And she missed all of it.
That's why she's too stupid to be a doctor, and that's why she said she had concerns of child abuse. No, that's my diagnosis. My diagnosis is that she's too stupid for her profession. Sorry. She's got what we call smooth brain syndrome. Smooth brain.
Sign of injury or bruising in a child who is non-mobile is highly suspicious of
what do you mean
non-accidental
mobile?
trauma, and that's the training.
Just because
Oh my
they
God.
don't walk,
They are
you
mobile
stupid.
from the second they are born. They are mobile. Like they move. They wail their arms around. They flail. They kick.
Yeah. They scream. They
The
do
Harbinger Pickett, the Harbinger of Death Pickett told us that babies don't move and they don't hurt themselves.
And they don't put their fingers in their mouth.
They don't put their
hands
fingers in
they
their
don't-
mouths, which we've seen in utero photos of babies with their fingers in their mouths.
Yeah.
They're highly. A newborn baby, if you put them on their mother's chest, will crawl to the nipple by themselves. They will inch their way to the nipple, like they move. And if you put this is just stupid. This is the dumbest.
Look what she's saying. That's the training.
They're making shit up. They're making shit up. But it's on the bingo card.
Garbage.
It's garbage? Yeah. What else is on here? Let's see.
What a bunch of garbage.
What a bunch of garbage. And they're making shit up. I don't have either one of those on my card. Really? Damn.
No, I have both of them.
I don't have any. And Mr. Jingles has not attacked.
He kind of did. It
He
was
did,
just
but it
very
was before
subtle.
we were playing. It was before.
Every pediatrician gets, every medical student gets.
Sticky says, I still crawl to the nipple.
I don't disagree.
Once I saw this, I was kind of worried there, and I felt that it needed to be investigated right away.
And at just short of 3 months, was unable to walk,
No,
was unable to crawl,
no,
was unable to roll over.
no.
On June 9, 2023, did you do a follow-up phone call?
I did.
And who did you talk to?
I spoke to the father initially.
And in talking to him, what did Matthew Hernandez tell you?
The first thing he said was that he couldn't believe what was happening. He expressed frustration at the whole process, that he was not allowed to be with his children. He said he would never intentionally hurt his children. That this has been very rough for their family, especially for the mother.
Was that an exact quote? Was that the word he used? Intentionally?
Not only that, isn't this hearsay?
No,
Or because he said it.
he's
It's a
a
direct
defendant, and
Yeah.
she can testify to the words used and
But
stuff
did
like
he
that.
use those words, Jennifer? Do you think he used...
I mean, I have the records. I have her records that she typed out after his phone
But
call.
just because a doctor types something doesn't mean that's
Right.
what was said.
But like, why is the state even bringing that up? Because it makes Matt sound more innocent, that he's frustrated because he can't see his kids. He's worried, especially for the mother. Like, Matt has concern for his babies and his wife, and it's like, you're saying that like it's a bad thing. It just doesn't, this is not a good testimony for the state.
The chat is saying that Mr. Jingles did attack, that Nick made a noise and looked at him. Ah, okay. If you guys
He did.
caught it.
I clocked that a few minutes, probably 30 minutes ago.
Oh, excellent. All right.
I mean, he does it. I don't notice it. It's just a reflex at this point in time.
It was funny. He went, and then like just stared him down for a few minutes and went back like nothing happened.
Perfect. Well, then Mr. Jingles attacks gets ticked off the bingo card. And we're having a Mo raid. Does that mean Mo's going to drop in? I hope so, because I need a Thor OnlyFans moment on my bingo card. That would be helpful. If Thor would show us his stink star.
I just need a Thor moment.
No, that says a Thor OnlyFans moment. That's what OF means.
Thor. Oh, Thor of moment.
Show you his butt. But he does that all the time. Don't worry. It's going to happen. If Mo gets on the stream, Thor will absolutely put his butt in the camera. It will happen.
Because he told me that she couldn't sleep well at night. She kept thinking that she heard the baby cry and she would wake up. He also told me that he and his wife were recounting all the events that had happened prior to the visit at my clinic, and trying to see what could have caused this. And he asked me if Emma is breastfeeding and mom feeds her in a rocking chair. So he asked me if, while nursing the baby, if Emma let go of her latch for a second, and if her head hit the armrest of the chair, can it cause injuries like this, was one of his questions.
Yeah,
I told
perfectly
him
normal
that
fucking
I
question.
couldn't say
I
at
don't like
this
the face
point,
she's
but
making.
since
You don't like what?
That's a good question. The face she's making, she's smirking while repeating this. Like as if that's a stupid thing to ask. It's not a stupid question to ask.
It's not a stupid question, but also I'm trying to think of the logistics of how, was she nursing or bottle feeding?
Nursing.
Only nursing. But Megan, he's
Like, I'm
also
trying to
got
think of the
people saying,
logistics of-
tell us what happened. So he's like going over everything.
He's trying to
they
figure out
can
how
think
that
of.
would, but like that's a really unlikely thing to happen. I don't know. Like you'd move the other arm. The baby's nursing over here, and you would move this arm because this arm.
or she unlatched and
if the baby let go, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But even a bad fold in the blanket for half an hour.
That's true. Depending on how sensitive your skin is.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And remember, they go away in just a couple days. So it's not even really a bruise because it goes away without changing color.
We are 5 super chats away from the next. We are 4 super chats away from the next shot. We have Emil saying with the 2 already getting drunk flux. Emil with another 2. Y'all didn't drink on my last one. Turtle. Sadi Adi, thanks for the 5. As a very short person, my head is often in this position. Sister Sal, thanks for the 5. Fast forward this turtle 2 times. Well, unfortunately, with the accent, it's a little difficult to put her in higher speed.
Yeah, my tip for Sadi Adi is kiss him somewhere else.
Annie Schaefer, thanks for the 5.
Found the missing turtle that the Ruggies.
Oh Lord, there's a missing turtle. The missing turtle that the Ruggies stole. Oh no. Oh God, the missing turtles. It never ends, folks. It never ends. There's missing turtles. It's a whole thing.
all the experts are involved, tell them what you told me, and also tell the social workers what you told me, and that they would
3 more. Let's
help
go.
him from there. He then asked me if him trying to get the gas out of Emma's stomach when she's fussy could have caused her injuries. And I asked him to explain that. And he said that when Emma was fussy and they suspected that she had some gas in her stomach, they would try to move her legs and hips in order
like
to
a bicycle.
expel the gas out.
Like you do
Yes,
little
the
bicycles.
I'm a big man,
You do
and
this.
Emma is little, and if
It
I
works.
leaned too much onto the baby, could this have caused any
This
of those
poor man.
injuries?
I know.
And I told him the same thing, tell the doctors at the hospital and also tell the social workers the same thing.
Oh, for God's sake.
The
Making
other thing
him
he
believe
said was that
he did
Emma
this.
was not taking.
Making a father believe that he is responsible for these injuries is one of the most diabolical and evil things I can think of.
Which I guess, Megan, when you have fragile bones, I'd say, yeah, any of this, right?
Yeah.
Normal healing
Sure.
can cause these things. But it's
Sure.
so sad that they have
But
to
they're
sit there
they're
and
not like even bringing it up as a possibility. Like, well, we haven't tested her for brittle bone disease, and yes, if she had fragile bones, then yes, that could be something. Changing a diaper could do it. Lifting a leg could do it. So yeah, but making him feel like he's got to come up with an explanation for how he did this to his baby.
It's heartbreaking. It's so
disgusting. It's making me sick.
A bottle too well, and she refused to feed from the bottle at the hospital, and she kept crying, and she's hungry, and only after she was discharged from the hospital, after mom breastfed
So the
her,
state of Georgia
she then
starved
fell asleep.
Emma
What was the other thing?
Oh my God.
by not letting her mom breastfeed her.
Lovely.
And do you see Emma's parents in the courtroom here today?
So I didn't see them.
Let the record reflect the witness has identified the defendants. Nothing further.
Finally, here comes cross-examination. I can't wait.
So you missed all of this.
Good morning, Dr. Chanduri.
Good morning.
All right. How long had you been working with the Hernandez family as of June 2023?
I also took care of Arya from the time she was 6 months old.
Okay. And Arya was born in January 2020, is that right?
Wait, what?
So you had.
She's been taking care of their first baby since she was 6 months old. Meaning
So
she's been their
known the
family.
Yes.
Yeah.
How is this a
Yes.
thing? How is this
And
real?
Mm.
So perfectly loving and let's please check off loving and appropriate parents from your bingo cards, because there's no way that they weren't loving and appropriate parents in her opinion until this very moment.
Exactly.
And how does that happen? So are you telling me that you can be completely appropriate, loving parents to one child, but then you suddenly become child abusers on the next one? Could someone please tell me how that happens?
It's so gross.
This is
I'm
crazy.
angry.
I'm
Lex is angry.
Lex is angry. Catherine will ask, have you ever, I guarantee it, she'll ask, did you ever see any red flags with this family?
Yeah.
Have you ever had any concerns?
With Arya? Yeah.
I've been working with this family since about June of 2020.
Correct.
So about 3 years, they had been bringing Arya in and then Emma after she was born, right?
Correct.
Okay. And so in this time, about how many visits total do you think you had with the family?
You're still projecting. Do you want a rough estimate, or do you want me to?
You could do a rough estimate.
Is she counting on her fingers?
About 7
That's
or
what
8
it looked like.
wellness visits and maybe 4 or 5 sick visits.
Nick, let's go back. Let's watch. Let's watch the doctor with a medical degree count on her fingers. You would expect YouTubers to do this, not doctors.
A rough estimate, or do you want me to?
You could do a rough estimate.
About 7 or 8 wellness visits and maybe 4 or 5 sick visits.
And is that approximately a normal number of visits
Yes.
for a child of that
Great.
age?
Good catch.
And so they were making the appointments and keeping the
1,
appointments.
2,
And
9,
were you always
10.
the pediatrician doing them, or were there ever any other pediatricians who work with you in your practice?
I am by myself.
Okay. So it's all you. So in those 3 years that you had been working with the
That's your class as a demonstrator.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I'm going to allow it. You may check off demonstrative on your bingo cards.
Oh,
yes. Oh my God.
Hernandez family with Aria and then Emma. Had you ever had any kind of concerns that they were abusing their children?
Do you see that guy right there next to Catherine?
The cop?
Yeah.
The cop?
Do you see him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that is the meanest individual in that whole room. His name is Josh Vincent. And I put in a complaint against
investigation?
No, but dude, he could not stand it for anyone in that room to anyone for the side of the family. There's something I haven't told you. There was 3 people that are court people that were there every day, okay? And they would sit on the front row. And they would whisper and talk so loud, Jeb's camera could pick it up. We were listening to them. They were making fun of one of the clients. They were making fun of Matt Hernandez. Okay. They were making fun of the 3 people who worked there were openly making fun of him and making fun of Steve and making fun of Catherine. Like, people heard it clear as day. It gets brought up at some point. Steve's going to bring it up to the judge because it gets so out of control with them gossiping, and they're on their phones and they're scrolling Facebook. They were trash. And this guy yelled at Carrie Timms in the middle of court. Carrie and Brett.
I'm fixing it for you. What a dick.
Dude,
what a dick.
He yelled at my
I think you can now check off what a dick on your bingo cards, folks.
He was so
he yelled at a pastor's wife. Excuse me, what now?
Yeah, he did, because she was in there. There was no court happening, and she and another woman took a picture of themselves. Now, if you're not allowed to take pictures in court, we all understand that. But there are ways to say, ma'am, I'm sorry, but you can't use your phone in here. That's not how he did it. But you guys, he yelled at Carrie and Brady Timms because they laughed out loud because something was so absurd that was said that they both laughed. And he looked at them and said, "One more chance. You get one more chance."
But he didn't do anything to the people who were making fun of Matt. Mr. Jingles is on the attack again.
Talking. And this guy gave so many, he would come and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, we need you to be quiet and no facial expressions. No phone usage."
No facial expressions.
No
what?
facial expressions.
Could not do that in court. My face speaks for me.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I went on a tangent, but this is the first time I finally got to see him, and he's a Class A jerk.
I recognize that guy. And Meg, I sent you a DM on X.
Oh, you did? Okay, hold on. Do I have what a dick on my bingo card? I don't. Damn it. I wanted that one. That was a new one. All right, hold on. Let me get over to X and see what you sent me. Yes.
He grew up, folks. He grew up.
That looks just like him. Oh my God.
He grew up and became a court officer because he's not.
It does. It looks just like him. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. What a dick.
No. But my first visit was when she was 6 months old, and she had a developmental delay, gross motor delay.
I was thinking that when Jennifer said no facial expressions, man, Larry Foreman wouldn't last 3 minutes in that courtroom.
She wasn't doing.
They'd kick him right out.
The things a 6-month-old should be doing. She wasn't rolling over. She wasn't sitting up with support. Parents didn't seem too concerned. I asked.
Folks, do not send your children to this woman. She now says, "Hey, there's a developmental issue with the older child, and now there seems to be issues with this child. We might," instead of saying, "I'm going to send you off to testing," she's going, "Oh, abuse."
Abuse.
Yes.
Do not send your children to this woman.
Sit up at the same time. By 6 months, she's saying Aria wasn't doing things. I understand the idea of milestones, but that does not mean your baby has a problem because they aren't doing what other babies do.
I had a baby that walked at 8 months, and I had another baby that didn't walk until 12 months. And that's totally fine. And it's totally normal.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
I was a NICU baby. I was born premature.
Really? You're so big.
Things work out.
You're so tall. I would never have guessed you were a premature baby. Look at that. How premature?
6 weeks, I think.
Wow. That's back then. That was really early.
Yeah.
Dang.
I spent my first 2 months in one of these
incubator thingies.
Incubator thingies. And I couldn't eat properly for the first 6 months. So this was bottle feeding and more or less forcing food into me. Nowadays, you don't have that issue. You don't have to force me. But my mom told me that I was about maybe just over a year, and I got half a banana for the first time. And I looked at it, looked at my parents, looked at it again, and just shoved it in. Because I was only allowed to eat so tiny portions.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's funny. I had a cousin who didn't speak until she was 4. And it wasn't because she couldn't. It was because she chose not to. She was just like, I don't need to. Everyone gives me what I need. And then when she did start speaking, it was in complete sentences. But she just was stubborn like that. She just didn't want to.
Yeah. And even if I'm big and tall and everything, I'm the second shortest man in the family.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because you're very tall. You're very tall. How tall are you
come
again?
from a family of giants.
Depending on day, somewhere between 6'3" and 6'4".
6'4", yeah.
Yeah.
And so
my dad is 6'7".
Wow.
Yeah. Now my grandfather is the shortest one, but that was he was born during the famine, so he was only 6 foot. My cousin,
Only 6
he
foot.
is 6'8".
Wow.
Another cousin is also around 6'4". My younger brother, he's the step brother, but he's still 6 foot, so we fed him good.
It's a tall family. You got tall people in that family. It's amazing. I had a friend who had a premature baby, really premature. Like I think he was like a miracle. He was born at like 20 weeks, and he is a completely normal sized kid now. Like you'd never know. He spent the first 5 months of his life, 6 months of his life in the NICU. It's amazing when you get good doctors what they can do, but don't go to this one because she sucks.
I do not remember what they said, but nobody was very concerned. And Arya is their first child, so I told them exercises and techniques and referred them to physical therapy because there was a definite delay.
What kind of physical techniques did you refer them to?
I referred them to a physical therapist,
Okay.
So that they can help with gross motor development.
And they kept those appointments, right? And continued following up?
Yes. I saw her again for her 9-month wellness visit, at which time the delay was far more obvious, but she hadn't started her physical therapy yet, but I believe they had an appointment very soon in the future. I did receive notes from the physical therapist thereafter. And over the next few months, she caught up on her milestones.
And so I guess you probably experienced parents kind of on a range of anxieties. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah.
And you have some folks who are more or less anxious as they display in your office?
Yes.
Now, and you told the folks from CHOA that you didn't ever have any concerns about non-accidental trauma from this family prior to this incident on June 6th, right?
Correct.
Why non-accidental trauma should only mean
going back to
it's not an accident, which means they should investigate all options.
Mhm.
So why does this all of a sudden mean non-accident.
Why does that always mean
trauma.
abuse instead of
why does it always mean abuse all of a
instead of
sudden?
medical injury or medical problem?
Right.
Why does it
Yeah.
always
Good
mean
point.
abuse?
Yeah.
They do always say non-accidental trauma, and that immediately jumps to abuse being the only cause, when a bleeding disorder could cause something like unexplained bruising, or the bone disorder can explain unexplained fractures, which would also be non-accidental trauma, right?
Mm.
An underlying disorder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a very good question. By the way, JKD has gifted us with another. Oh no, this is not JKD. It's from Dan. Dan has sent us over another meme. Says, I think she looks like an alien from Doctor Who. Oh, it's very funny. It's very funny. It's very funny.
So your office performed the screening for the cystic fibrosis mutation at birth, right?
No, it's the birth hospital that does it. They collect blood from the infant and send it to the state lab.
Okay. So you got the results in time for the 2-week visit?
It typically takes 10 to 15 days for the results to come.
And now, so this is a sweat chloride test and IRT, is that what's performed?
The sweat chloride test is the confirmatory test that Children's Healthcare of Atlanta did. The screening test is from a blood specimen. It's literally a drop of blood that they take from the infant's heel, put it on a piece of paper, and mail it to the state lab.
And that's where they do the genetic testing that confirms whether or not there's the mutations that are associated with this cystic fibrosis, right?
Correct.
And so there are multiple mutations that are involved in cystic fibrosis, right?
I am not an expert on this,
Okay.
but I think there are 3.
Okay, well, and because you mentioned false positives before, but it wasn't actually a false positive. She did have the mutation. She did have the genetic variant, right?
It was a false positive because she doesn't have cystic fibrosis.
Well, and right, and we understand she does not have the condition cystic fibrosis, but she does have a genetic mutation on the genes that are related to cystic fibrosis. That it wasn't like the state lab got it wrong.
Attorney's arguing.
It's cross-examination, twat.
She's
I
allowed
don't know what techniques the state lab uses. I am not the genetic expert here.
I think the judge allowed it.
Yeah.
But like the objection was stupid.
But I know that all screening tests are designed to catch everybody who may have the disease. And in doing so, they will catch a few people who don't but might. And the confirmatory tests, the gold standard tests are there to diagnose the condition. And that test was negative, so she does not have cystic fibrosis.
The test is a
Other
part
evidence
of
that
the
she does
gold
not have
standard. It's not just one test. What the fuck? Do not send your children to this moron.
I wonder what her Google reviews are like.
We need a new square. It's flux seething. I'm just sitting here like seething in this woman's debauchery.
All right, I will add it for another square. Flux seething.
It's like this test and that test alone is the gold standard. No, you have the presumptive, then you have the confirmatory. Now, even if they said, okay, negative, okay, then what is it?
Yeah.
That is when you expand, not narrow in. Oh, it's not that abuse. No, then you expand. Okay, then what else might it be?
Then what else?
It's basic diagnostics. And this person.
This person. Yes, it's not doing that. I know. SF, thank you for the super tip. Play that.
Playing catch up. Is that what a turtle sanctuary looks like? I need to take notes.
Yes, you do need to take notes because that is what a turtle sanctuary should look like. Absolutely, 100%. Clear water, blue skies, Lots of beautiful koi. Absolutely.
Fibrosis to me was, she was a thriving baby. She's growing well. She never fell sick. Infants with cystic fibrosis start exhibiting symptoms very soon after birth. So she did not have it.
Right, well, and again, I'm just trying to figure out, when you say false positive, in your report from Sunshine Pediatrics on, I think it's page 18, if you have it to refer to, this is regarding the treatment for the abnormal findings on newborn screening. And that's the lab, the sweat chloride test. And it notes IRT elevated. What's IRT?
It's the mutation on the gene.
So IRT is elevated and mutation in CFTR gene, putting infant at higher risk for cystic fibrosis, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so, again, I just want to emphasize, I just want us to be clear. It's not like they got it wrong and she didn't have the mutation. She just didn't have enough of the mutations to be diagnosed with full-blown cystic fibrosis, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Once again, the mutation is designed to be a screening test. The gold standard is still the sweat chloride test, and she was scheduled for that in the second week of April.
After
right, and
they
so
took
I'm
the
just trying
child away.
to figure out, because we've got abnormal findings on the newborn screening. And so did that give you any cause for concern going forward with Emma Hernandez?
Not at all. As I noted in my note, she is asymptomatic, she is gaining weight, and she is thriving well. Things that would not happen if she were indeed to have cystic fibrosis. If she wasn't doing any of those things, we probably would not wait for her to have a scheduled test. That would be an instance where we would say, hey, she needs to be seen today and we need to do the test today.
Okay, so
Instead, you took the child away. Idiot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You did no diagnostics whatsoever. Okay, not enough of the mutation to cause full-blown cystic fibrosis.
But could it cause something else?
As of now. And what else can that mutation cause?
What else can it do?
Yeah.
Yeah. The chat wants to know. Somebody called a bingo. What was it? Oh, I lost it. Where did it go? One of you said something should be called on the bingo, and I agreed, and now I don't remember what it was.
I was angry. That was one that was
We
called.
got that. Flux, we called that. Oh, don't you all hate the prosecutor? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Jen, do you
Much
hate the
hatred.
prosecutor? Can the bingo card be called on that?
Yeah,
everyone hates-
100%.
Yep. Everyone hates the prosecutor is called.
To you that there needed to be any further genetic testing done?
No, we refer them to the experts. I would let the experts take care of that.
Okay, well, but
But not
didn't
before you
cause
took
you
the
to
baby
refer them
away.
to any additional
Right.
genetic expert, did it?
So there are multiple people who make sure that infants are well and continue to grow well.
Congratulations, Norma.
When we received the newborn screening results to our clinic, when they were mailed to us, and we tried to contact parents were already aware of it because the state lab and the geneticists had already called them and made arrangements. So.
Okay. And so did you ever treat Emma Hernandez again after June of 2023?
No.
Okay, so you wouldn't be familiar with any subsequent
wonder
genetic
why.
screening results?
No.
Okay. All right, so going back to the newborn visit that you did with Emma Hernandez on March 16th, you've got, and this is on page 20 of your report, it looks like, you've got the assessments listed, and you've got the neonatal jaundice listed as one of your assessments, which you already mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got other specified conditions originating in the perinatal period.
Mm-hmm.
What is that referring to?
So the diagnosis, the assessment 3 and 4 are linked. The other specified condition is number 4, which is weight loss.
Okay, so you're saying that Emma had abnormal weight loss on her very first newborn screening?
This is the code that is given by the Medicaid, Medicare services that we all follow throughout the country. So the code for weight loss in the newborn period or neonatal weight loss gets converted into these two codes. So I can put in my assessment in the system as newborn weight loss, but it gets converted to these two. And I was taught that this is like a check mark for me to make sure that yes, every baby loses weight, but we need to make sure she's not losing too much weight and that she's gaining her weight back.
Well, and I presume that's why you've got under assessments abnormal weight loss. So I guess there's normal weight loss for an infant just, after the birth process and everything. But then there would also be abnormal weight loss, right?
No,
and this is abnormal weight loss.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
There
she didn't like that. Why didn't she like that? Did you see that body language?
Yeah, I did. Because Catherine's questioning her.
Yeah.
Now, but what Catherine's saying is perfectly reasonable. There is normal weight loss and abnormal weight loss. So why is she pushing back against that so hard?
Yeah.
Right.
And if she crossed in abnormal weight loss, what's going on here?
Yeah,
And the
what's
babies
going
had
on here?
problems. For
Then
a
she
while.
did have problems that
Yeah.
nobody did anything about. Is that what's about to happen? Because she just pushed back on that real hard. I want to back up a little bit, actually, because watch her face. Watch her face.
losing too much weight and that she's gaining her weight back.
Well, and I presume that's why you've got under assessments abnormal weight loss. So I guess there's normal weight loss for an infant just, after the birth process and everything. But then there would also be abnormal weight loss, right?
No,
and this
that's-
is abnormal.
That's what I'm
doesn't
trying to
like
say. There is no code for normal weight loss. The assessment we put in is newborn weight loss, which I would say about 95% of the babies have. Very few bottle-fed babies don't have weight loss, but there is no code or there is no assessment as normal weight loss. This is what
Then you don't check
coding
in. Check
system-
that fucking mark in. If
So
it's
what-
no, if it's the you only check that. What I'll read from this, you only check that in if it is abnormal.
If it's
Otherwise,
abnormal.
you don't have to.
Otherwise, why are you doing it for 95?
She said this is what happens across the country. So I think we're doing something stupid here.
So
Yeah.
she is checking boxes for every baby that they have weight loss. Like, what is she saying?
I don't decide, the CMS decides, Centers for Medicaid and Medicaid Services. So every baby gets this code. There is, she probably lost about 5 or 6 ounces.
You're giving the same code to every baby indicating weight loss? How does that not fuck up their records?
Yeah.
What? Come on.
From her birth weight when we saw her, which is considered within acceptable limits. Every baby is allowed to lose up to 10% of their body, of their birth weight.
Okay, so up to
But I say
10%
that
is
very
normal.
cautiously, because if that 10% happens in the first 2 or 3 days, well, that is abnormal. But if the 10% happens over a week's period, then it is normal. So I'm being very careful when I say that. But as far as any of those, the code, abnormal weight loss, refers.
By the way, it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. The baby scale, the baby chart, and the thing, it's all bullshit. I had a tiny baby. She was eating great. She had no problems, but she wasn't on the curve. She was under the curve. She wasn't losing weight. She was under the curve. And they didn't like that. And they wanted me to move her to formula feeding. And I was like, why? I'm making tons of milk. I stay at home. There's no reason why she shouldn't be getting breast milk, which is better for her. And you want me to move? She won't even take a bottle, first of all. You want me to move her to disgusting formula for what purpose? She's not going to gain more weight on formula. Like, I left. They threatened me with CPS, and I was like, oh hell no! I'll get another doctor.
That's insane.
I'm not going to put her on formula. It's ridiculous.
I don't understand how these doctors can just do this and say this shit.
But they can, and they do. And let me tell you, my daughter, she's the oldest. She is a tiny person. She is only 5'1". She was always going to be a small person. She just is. She's tiny. She's petite. She's little. And she was little as a baby. And no, she's not on the general chart. She's underneath of it because she was smaller than most babies. Period. There's nothing wrong with being smaller than most babies, but they try to treat you like, yeah, you're doing something wrong. Fuckers.
To the weight loss that we noted from her birth weight and the weight that when we measured in the office, it's considered acceptable range weight loss.
Okay, and you know, I've heard the same thing from other doctors that these billing codes are just very difficult to deal with and obnoxious in all sorts of ways. But, you know, obviously there are many people who have relied on the report that you generated, both through at the medical center in CHOA and through DFACS and through the entire process, right?
Yeah, that would be important.
And so, but you're saying that even though the assessment says other specified conditions originating in the perinatal period, are there any other specified conditions originating in the
These
perinatal
two are
period?
linked. These two are linked assessments. So the other specified condition is the abnormal weight loss. They're linked assessments.
Okay, so the other specified condition is the abnormal weight loss, but actually it's not abnormal weight loss?
It's within acceptable limits.
Okay.
What?
Well,
Abnormal
you
now
have to
means
forgive the
acceptable.
lay people reading this who, when they see abnormal weight loss, are not expecting it to actually mean normal weight loss.
Okay, let me explain. So when we
oh my
look
God.
at children are always supposed to be growing. We are the grown-ups. Our growth is done. I mean, if we grow, this is not a good thing. But children are growing by definition. And this is one time in their life that you will see not growth, but actually weight loss. So we don't want to see it. And there are a few babies who don't go through that, but a majority of the babies go through the weight loss. And therefore we monitor that very carefully. And there are acceptable weight loss ranges and there are things that are not acceptable. There are things where I have put babies back in the hospital because they're losing
This is
weight
all
too rapidly
bullshit.
at 3 days or 4
I
days.
don't believe
doesn't-
that this
but
is. I
she still-
don't believe this is what doctors all over the United States does. I don't believe it for a second because they can determine what is normal weight loss. Then they don't check that in.
Right.
Only check it in when it is abnormal because unless.
And she is not
Oh,
able to,
wait a minute.
She never
She
answered the question.
She said Medicaid. Oh, are we listening to Medicaid fraud here?
Oh,
Probably.
maybe.
Because
Probably.
if you always process that in abnormal, yeah, that demands treatment.
Maybe that's a code for something in
Follow
Medicaid where they
this
can
family.
get more payments. Where they can get more payments. You know,
It's
look,
impossible, Megan.
Insane.
she did not answer the question. The question was, how are we to understand? How are we to differentiate then between normal weight loss and abnormal weight loss? If you're now saying that the abnormal weight loss you put in the chart is within acceptable limits, that doesn't. And she
That
didn't
doesn't
answer
make
that.
sense. No,
She didn't
she's just
answer it.
talking to
I
her.
would tell the judge this is non-responsive. Strike it. Strike it.
Yep.
But so the point that we can take away is that when we see abnormal weight loss, we should understand it to mean normal weight loss.
I did not use the term normal. I will say that she had abnormal weight loss, but it was still within acceptable limits, and the treatment was just
That you can't have abnormal weight loss within acceptable limits. If it's within acceptable limits, then it is normal. For
It
some
wouldn't be
people.
abnormal. My gosh.
Acceptable
crazy.
and abnormal are opposites. They are not the same thing. Fake words. I'm calling fake words right now on the bingo card because she's using words that don't mean what they mean. Fake words is now called on the bingo card. Holy fuck, lady.
Good Lord.
You cannot have it both ways. MG, this woman just said that the baby had abnormal weight loss that was within acceptable limits. How do you have abnormal weight loss that's acceptable? Isn't that called normal weight loss?
Yeah, the argument isn't
ridiculous.
if babies lose weight or not. Like, we all agree they lose weight, but she checked the box that says abnormal. You can't say that's within normal limits.
I hate her so much right now. Is there a box for Megan Hates Witness? I don't think there
Encourage
is.
mom to nurse on demand.
There should be.
I wouldn't call it normal.
Okay, so you wouldn't call it normal.
It's really acceptable. It's the terminology.
Oh God,
my
help
goodness.
us!
No.
I can't.
So
Just move on, Catherine.
the next time you saw
This
Emma
woman is
Bunce,
going to drive me insane.
This is like someone saying, well, you shouldn't be exposed to mercury because it's poisonous, but it was within the acceptable limits of poisonous mercury. Like, what are you even talking about?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We need another
on the
drink.
March 16th visit.
Yeah, you know
was
what?
there anything else that
Drinking.
You mentioned in your
Day drinking.
examination that there was no cyanosis.
Yes, I'm drinking.
So you did not see any discoloration at that visit?
No, I did not.
Had you seen the reports from the doctors at Wellstar that had diagnosed it at birth?
Yes.
Okay, so you saw that they had seen it at birth, but then you noted that you had not seen it 3 days later, right?
Yes. What they had seen was acrocyanosis, which means a bluish discoloration.
Oh,
of
wait,
the-
we have a medical coder in the chat. This is important. Green Piper says, I'm a medical coder. Our providers do not use those codes unless there is actually an issue with the baby and they have to document support for the use of the diagnosis. So why is she checking the boxes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I understand it to be.
Yeah. Why? And I say Medicaid fraud.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
she
going to
get-
need a
she
bigger
get-
flask. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like she's checking off boxes for Medicaid to pay out bigger sums, right?
I mean,
this
makes a lot of sense, actually.
Actually, I'm
mean,
going to
hospitals
go to chat. Let's go to
overcode
ChatGPT.
anyways, right?
Let's go to Chat. What did you say about the husband?
No, I said hospitals like to overcode sometimes for insurance
Yes.
purposes, and it's like they never get caught on this shit because it's just the hospital, like that's expected of them, and it's bullshit.
Now, Jennifer, ask the parents if they have the itemized bill for that visit.
So we actually do, because Jonathan and the uncle got into all of the coding.
Yeah.
And I'll just go ahead and tell you guys, there was a couple of fraudulent things that came up. I didn't ask Tony
That
if I
doesn't
could
surprise
talk
me.
about it, but
That doesn't
there
surprise me.
were things on there. There was a Choa ran a eye test, a genetic eye test on Emma. It was
Mhm.
like a $10,000 test that they put. No one knows if that actually was done or not. There was a couple of other appointments that we have no idea if actually happened. For an example, you've seen pictures of Aria.
Yeah.
There was an in-person obesity appointment.
What? For Aria? She's a tiny little
She was
4-year-old.
a little bitty, tiny little
bitty thing with little stick legs. What?
Yeah, so
Oh,
it would
that's
not surprise me
bullshit.
at all if doctors in Georgia, especially as corrupt as they are they not just claiming what they want to claim? Like, would that surprise anybody?
No.
Not at
It
all.
wouldn't me.
Chat GPT says it's a red flag. It's questionable.
You don't say.
That it's questionable, especially if there wasn't any additional diagnosis, additional visits, labs, referrals.
Yeah, because
It also says it can be sloppy. Sometimes it'll just be sloppy charting, but it sounds like she's trying to make an excuse for why she did it.
Yeah.
No, so the chat's asking, was she overweight or underweight? Allegedly underweight.
We'll
but
never
within
know.
acceptable limits. Whatever the hell that means.
She lost an abnormal amount of weight, which is very normal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you understand
Yeah.
now, chat?
Come on, guys,
No,
get it
no.
together. Keep up.
Keep up. She
Yeah.
lost an abnormal amount of weight that's perfectly normal. What? The actual hell. By the way, I'm just making a note as a jury member. If I'm on this jury, I am pissed at this witness by this point. I am pissed.
Oh my gosh, you're wasting all of our life. It's
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm just literally pissed at this witness. And I'm now discounting everything she said during her initial direct examination. Everything. I now don't believe her at all.
Of fingers, tips of your toes, tip of your nose. And that's very, very common in newborn babies.
Wait, what? The bluish tint in eyes is normal?
Oh, that's ridiculous. Wait a minute.
Seen it at birth, but then you noted that you had not seen it 3 days later, right?
Yes, what they had seen was acrocyanosis, which means a bluish discoloration of the tips of fingers, tips of your toes, tip of your nose. And that's very, very common in newborn
Okay,
babies.
so not, but she
Okay,
didn't
not
address
the
the
eyes,
bluish
the,
tint.
the fingers and toes. That's true. It is normal. Bluish purple. Yeah.
But the question was the eyes also. She didn't say anything about the eyes because
No, she did not, because the whites of the eyes were bluish.
And the parents were never told that Emma had acrocyanosis at birth. They didn't find this out until deep into the DFACS case, when Emma's hands and feet were turning extremely red and purple at a foster parent's home. And when we started looking into it with medical records and stuff, we found she was actually diagnosed with acrocyanosis. So she got diagnosed, and DFACS found out about it, but she was actually diagnosed at birth, but the parents didn't know.
Birth.
And it is normal. Like, I don't think it means like there's a condition, but wouldn't it have been nice if this doctor who just said, yeah, I read it in the birth records, had talked to the parents about
Yeah.
it so that they weren't worried when their baby
She should
slit
have.
turned purple?
Yeah.
And that was resolved by the time I saw her.
And then, and so
And then it returned.
did you ever
And
perform or
nothing?
have any skeletal surveys performed on Emma Hernandez, like x-rays?
No, I didn't have a reason to.
Yeah. Except swelling?
And then
Right.
for
What about the
next
swelling?
visit, and then I did notice, when do you sign off on your records electronically?
Sometimes on the same day, sometimes when we actually submit the claim to the insurance. It's called TFL, timely filing limit. So.
Okay, so what's the timely filing limit?
For their insurance, 12 months.
Okay, so you just have to sign off on the record sometimes within 12 months?
So you can cross in unnecessary things?
And is there any, it's beyond the insurance, is there any other significance to what it means when you electronically sign off on a record?
It generally means that I'm done with the record, like it's closed. But since I'm solo, there's no one else who's going to come into the chart. I'm the only pediatrician.
Okay. And did you send over any records from your practice when you spoke with the ER over at then Scottish Rite?
No.
Okay, so you didn't send over any of the records?
I made a phone call.
And in that phone call, did you speak with the doctor directly?
Yes.
Okay. And did they indicate that they would be pulling records from any other source?
No.
And you noted, I think, on your visit, in May, that she was moving all of her extremities well, right? I think you noted that on all of the visits that she was moving her extremities well, including the one in June.
Yes. but I also noted that she wasn't moving her right leg as vigorously as her left leg, but it's very difficult to say if it is normal or abnormal because I'm not telling the child, hey, lift your leg, and she's able to lift her leg, then I can tell.
Well, also, you don't know the difference between normal and
because
abnormal.
of her age.
Right.
I could only say that though she's moving it and she's moving it spontaneously by herself.
Yeah, she has no idea what normal and abnormal, the difference between either one of those. So how does she know what?
Yeah,
Same thing.
It's confusing
It's the
for
same
this
thing.
poor doctor.
Without me making her do anything. But very clearly the range of movement on one leg was different from the range of movement on the other leg.
Okay, so
And
now
if
it's
you're talking
clearly.
about, a tiny little 3-month-old who's, you've got her on the exam table, you've got her parents with her. About how long did you spend with the Hernandez family on June 6th?
Probably around 40 minutes. And like I noted in my exam, I was doing like a very thorough exam. I was turning her over, I was pushing, prodding, palpating everywhere, and she was happy as can be, very content. She was very comfortable.
Okay, so she's
Happy
happy,
as can
content,
be with
comfortable,
broken
does not
bones.
appear to be in any pain or distress. And then I think you mentioned that she's smiling at both of her parents. So she's not, indicating any pulling away or fearfulness or agitation.
She was at that age where developmentally, social development, they develop what is called a social smile, where they start to recognize caregivers who are with them all the time, and they give a smile of recognition. Before that, it's just random smiles, but around 2.5 months, they develop a social smile. And at that particular visit, it was very obvious whenever, she locked gaze with either of the parent, she would suddenly give a smile of recognition. A very cute smile.
Yes, she was
And
adorable.
then I think you mentioned that Ari was in the room.
A very cute
kind of trying to
smile,
get her
red
parents-
flag.
Such a red flag.
Red flag, cute smile toward the parents that she loves.
Smiling at the
red
parents.
flag.
Loves her parents.
Jesus.
Pretty obvious.
Mentioned the whole time.
Aria was actually there for a visit of her own for a ear infection recheck. So we quickly did that, I think. And then, yeah. She was very comfortable. Aria was very comfortable with both parents. Yeah. If one of them was talking or standing up and trying to help me with the exam, she would just slide out of one's lap and go to the other's lap.
So it's really appearing like kind of a happy family.
Yes.
Just asking for her observations about her demeanor and character.
Did she just say objection?
She's allowed.
Same in response to
Yes.
questions.
All right, I'll let the witness answer. You may answer me.
Yes, Aria seemed very comfortable with both parents.
And Emma, like we had just talked about, right? With this. And then was anything different about that at any of the previous visits?
At the previous visits, Emma did not have a social smile yet.
Well, and then with Aria, did she also appear happy, content?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and so you're a mandated reporter, right, as a pediatrician? So you are legally required to, anytime you have even the suspicion of child abuse, you've got to report it, right? And if you just make sure to answer out loud so that.
Yes, I'm a mandated reporter.
And so about how many times have you had to make a report in your career?
4.
And do you ever follow through with any of those cases?
Honestly.
So you've been following through with Emma Hernandez's case?
I have auxiliary staff privileges at Children's where I can log in, and if any of my patients are admitted there, I can look at their notes, their investigation results. And I followed for about 3 or 4 days, at which time when I tried to access her chart, there was a pop-up that said, unless you're directly involved in taking care of this child, do not access this chart. And I was not involved. The child was at the hospital, and that was the last that I had access to her chart or heard anything from anybody.
She was the treating physician up until 3 days before. How is she not involved?
Yeah,
Why are they blocking her
right?
out?
She's like Caesar. She got the bowl of water, she washed her hands and turned Barabbas over to the crowd, man.
Yeah,
That's Pontius Pilate. Pontius.
Sorry, what did
Not
I say?
Caesar.
Caesar? You're right. Pontius Pilate, this woman. She just turned him over. Like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah. And we're done.
And
I'm done
maybe,
here.
CHOA does this to all the parents, and we still don't have confirmation if it's a DFACS thing or a CHOA thing, but they will deny access to all medical records for the parents. Maybe they denied access to her because they didn't want her. Oh, they do, Flux. All of them get denied access to their own child's medical records.
That is unbelievable. It should be illegal. That's another thing that like Ryan and Spike should start working on with congressional. But yeah, a medical facility cannot legally withhold your medical documents. That is illegal in New York. It's illegal here. They cannot withhold my medical records, my daughter's medical records. I can get them anytime I want them. I have to fill out a form, and you have to wait a couple weeks, and they send them to you in the mail. And it's
Ryan had to
pain in the
send
ass,
a subpoena. Ryan himself went to CHOA to hand deliver a subpoena. And when they came out, he gave the name, Emma Hernandez, and someone came back, got a supervisor. Did you say Emma Hernandez? He said, yeah, I've got a subpoena here for all the records. They kept him there for an hour, you guys, and would not. They were going back and forth. And he's like, well, this is a legal subpoena, so you have to accept this.
You have to turn him over.
You have to turn. You can't withhold that stuff. A court order.
And
they
that's
were
because
busy
the parents
shredding
couldn't get
shit.
in.
They were shredding shit while he was
know.
waiting. They were
Terrible.
probably shredding things.
It's all of the
God.
parents. That's why some parents we can't even help, because You Are the Power has we have to look at medical records or we cannot support that family. And I understand that. We need to vet it thoroughly.
That makes
but
sense.
It's really sad when parents can't get their own medical records and they don't have an attorney willing to subpoena and fight for it. That's what happens.
Maybe we can get some attorneys out there who are in Georgia who would be willing to write subpoenas just to help those families get their hands on their records. Do you think, are there any attorneys out there willing to do this pro bono work to simply submit subpoenas for the medical records that these parents fucking deserve? I'm putting out the call. Can we get some Georgia attorneys to volunteer to just do the subpoenas for these families so that they can get vetted and helped? Because this is a problem.
It's
so wrong. Why should you need a subpoena to get your medical records from anybody? This is completely against the law in New York.
It's
you
your
would not
own
be able to do that here.
child, unless it's been your rights have been terminated. And honestly, in my opinion, and as a mother who has adopted children, I believe those medical records from your birth of that child are still yours.
Yeah.
And that's me as a mother who has adopted. You still should have access to what was yours at that time, that it was yours.
At the time.
You should not be cut off from that. I understand not following any further, but you should not do that. But that's what's happening in Georgia. And we can't get a straight answer.
That
on
law
what
has
policy
to
this
change.
is.
They have to write a law to
Well,
change
Megan,
it.
think about Ridge's law. Do you remember we got this passed in May of last year, you guys?
Yeah.
So now parents in Georgia have the right to a second medical opinion, right? Megan, how are they going to get a second medical opinion when they can't get these records?
Yeah,
to
that's what they're
send
doing.
To an expert.
But Jen, don't you see? That's how they're getting around the law.
Yes, that's why they don't care that it passed. They're like,
able to withhold these records. Like, how are they even allowed to withhold these records in the first place?
Because no one is stopping them. No one is stopping them.
Because no one
I'm
is stopping them
talking
from
to
doing
these
it.
parents. I'm telling them what to do. They go, and I have a mom calling me weeks ago, crying because she went to CHOA after calling. Yes, we'll hand you everything. She gets there, says her name. Someone comes out. Do you have custody of your son? No, he's with family. DFACS are the only ones who can get these records.
It's ridiculous.
No.
It's wrong. And then you
No.
can't get second medical opinions on that child.
If parental rights have not been terminated, you should have all the rights to
Yes.
those records.
And we are
Because
working
there's no
on
other
that.
legal reason. There's no other legal reason to keep those from you, especially if you're fighting the state. You have to have access to those records.
Because you can't call another doctor and say, hey, I have no records, but my kid had rib fractures. Tell me what happened.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
This is so strange. This is such a strange discussion for me, because over here, your medical records are personal. You allow access to them, not the other way around.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I
Wait a
always
minute.
have my
Who
medical
keeps-
records.
Where? In what?
Now
don't
we
get
have it.
ours
We have it
permit.
in a database which I access.
They won't let us keep ours like that here.
Well,
we're not
we
allowed
have ours
to.
in a database, but I'm assuming that if my rights got terminated from my children, they would cut off my access from the database. And the database is held by the hospital. The database is held by the regional, whatever it is, the medical conglomerate here.
Yeah, we don't have
over here. It needs to be court ordered for you to be removed from it. Nobody can just say no. We think it is abuse, so
Well,
we
not here, Nick.
Yeah, isn't
not
that
here.
terrible?
Not at TOA.
Not here in the land of the free.
Yeah.
Isn't that no? Doctors here have incredible amounts of power that they should not have, and we learned that in 2020. I think we learned
in
to hate
2020.
our medical system in 2020. We really learned what they could do to us, and there are no limits to what they can do to us here. And we learned that, and it's very scary. And ever since, everyone's like, how come patients and doctors have such a bad relationship? Look no further than 2020. Okay, we had a bunch of medical professionals telling us that an airborne virus could be stopped by standing on a fucking sticker. Fuck you. Like, no one believes that. Okay.
And then the two doctors that did come out and say, hey, it's fine, got fired and got their licenses revoked.
Yeah,
and
had
shit.
their lives
So-
ruined. We had literal medical professionals in this country telling us that we had to walk one way down a grocery aisle and that would somehow protect us from an airborne virus.
Yep.
That was
Fuck
so
off.
fun. I went down the up on purpose. Mrs. Flux and I love to go down the ups and ups, the downs.
So did
and
I.
Piss people off. It was
So
great.
did I. And I would totally I would just shop the way I normally did. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any of this. Your plexiglass thing that only goes up 3.5 feet is not
Oh
doing
my
anything.
gosh.
Now
With
I
your
wore
mask.
I wore the mask, but not because I was scared of viruses. People left me alone. They just when I walked into
I
the store,
bought a
they
sun
scattered like
visor.
flies. I mean,
I bought a sun visor like Darth Vader that went over my entire face and had a mirror on the outside so no one could see me. And I wore that in the grocery store, but I could breathe because it wasn't over my face. Like, it was over my face, but it wasn't touching my face. No one said a damn word to me. The only place I couldn't go in that thing was a hospital, but everywhere else, I got away with it.
and I got some amazing deals on electronics because I just walked up with the mask and asked, is this on discount? And nobody tried to upsell me on anything. They just wanted to sell something and get rid of this fucker. I mean, amazing deals.
Amazing. I want to keep going, but I have to go make dinner.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I was thinking about.
5:30. I know it's 5:30. So this is probably a good place to stop. We will stop right here. I have to, and I also have another stream at 8 p.m. tonight. So, and that's going to be a lot of fun because I have more body cam footage from the garage studio we will be sharing tonight, which will be fun at 8 p.m. So come back tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time tomorrow is happening. I know I have an appointment in the morning. I think we can do the same time tomorrow.
Yeah,
let me look.
Works for me.
Yes, I can do the same time tomorrow. So 2 p.m. I would like to do a 1 p.m. if we could. Could we do it an hour earlier? Is that worse for people or better?
No, that works.
Better.
All right, let's
Yeah,
do
better.
1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and we'll come back and finish this then. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, for the panel, for the super chats, for everybody who has been contributing to the show today. Emil, thanks for the 2, says Cross is going to be fun. And YouTube being very biased. Well, what else is new? And there are some super tips. Hold on. There's just a couple here. SF, thanks for the 5.
Can we get Nick Shirley to go to GA instead of CA? CA seem to want to stay a shithole.
Yeah, Nick Shirley needs to go to Georgia next. Yes, I would love that. And E. Poindexter, thanks for the 5.
So you are saying that checking boxes is as good as a pregnancy diagnosis and good to know for helping LO next time.
No, that is not. I do not believe I said that. I did not. That brings us up to another shot. Flux, ready? You got one ready to go? All right.
Oh, yeah.
I'll save it.
Don't
for
forget.
Friday.
What did you say? You're saving it for Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, don't forget, everybody, to check out youarethepower.net and donate to the causes over there because they're all worthwhile. Trust me, whatever they're raising money for, give it to them because they deserve it. We will have a fundraiser going for Emma and Aria and her family and their family, the Hernandezes. I saw that you sent
I'll have
me
it
the
ready
link, Jennifer.
tomorrow.
All right, we'll have it for tomorrow. We will advertise that tomorrow. But until then, have a great day, everyone. See you later. And don't forget, you don't hate the state enough.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take
we're
a
trying
look.
to, can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that.